Hello, everybody. It is still January 5th, 2019, and welcome to all of you. Yeah, you can see by the title, make sure it's on the outside. Can everybody hear me okay? We all make choices. I'm not perfect, but I have a good heart. Can you hear me okay, Diesel Twin Turbo? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming over tonight. Hey, Vicky. Thank you, honey. Hey, Yin Yang. How are you? Nice to see you. Hey, Tango, Janelle. I'm going to disappoint people here right now. Hey, Scottish. In my side chat, I'm not going to throw my friends under the bus because my friends deal from a position of loving and caring, although at times we don't always have to agree. And we came to one of these forks in the road where I had to make my own decision about what I was going to do. There are no wrenches here, Skiwi. Okay? Nobody's going to get wrenched out. I'm not here to score anybody. Semper Fi. Mallory Williams, how are you? Nice to see you, my friend. What a sweetheart. So I just want to immediately say that right off the bat. I'm a surgery Monday. I should be resting. But I'm going to come on and I'm going to address this tonight because this matters to people in this community. This matters a lot. And they deserve to be able to vent their emotions and to vent, hey, Dory Lynn, to vent their disappointment in me. And I get that. And I accept that. Awesome Hooker. I disappointed you tremendously. But I had to make my own decision. I had to go with my experiential relationship with Dave and Becca and go forward and meet them and decide for myself. But I did something that I haven't heard other people ever do on a hangout, was put my own wishes for peace and harmony in the community aside and tell these people there would not be a way back on my panel. What could be simpler? There could not be a way back on my panel. Were they happy? No, they weren't happy. But do you want to have a decent visit or do you want it to end in the next hour? They said, we came here to see you and Jen, and we're happy to meet you. And tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be able to meet Sean the Brit. And I said, on the basis of that understanding that you have, that my side chat will be off limits to you and my panel will be off limits to you. In other words, you'll be invisible over here. What do you feel about that? Well, it's your channel. You do what you want to do. I think you're making a big mistake. We've been friendly, which we had been. We did reach and I will address the side chat in a bit. We did reach the point where the stuff came down with Lindy and Lindy's mom. And I have a lot of heart for Lindy, and she knows because her mom was in the same situation my dad is in right now. And it's very tough. Thank you, Bubba Bug. And I'm not ignoring anybody. I just want to put this out while I'm thinking coherently on this, so at least my message can be heard tomorrow or over the next couple of days. I love my friends very much. I never, as Cooper likes to say, never in a million years imagine things that would be so blown up on YouTube. that there would be so many people vested in somebody meeting some people on YouTube that something like this could ever happen. We only give events like this the importance that we choose to give it after the fact. Two possible scenarios. Scenario number one. Hey, Oda, scenario number one is Rosie's the usual knucklehead that Rosie's always been. Rosie does her own thing. She's off the chain. She's an idiot to stick her head in a lion's mouth regularly because she's stupid. She has a natural curiosity about people and wanting to meet people face to face and look them in the eye and see what they're made of. And I don't let other people make my decisions, and I don't get swayed. And if it had been anybody else on that panel, I would not have made a move to stop them from meeting, no matter what had happened to me in particular, because I would allow them to have that opportunity to be able to have that meetup and to be able to judge for themselves. In other words, I would not carry the baggage and burdens of everybody else, and I would not put my baggage and burden on them. I would think that my friends could say, well, that's the choice you make. Don't expect us to be along with it, just like they may choose to unsub me, which would be well within their right. Was my intention in meetings to hurt every single one of them? Hell no. Now, A would have been, we have the meetup. They understand that there's no way back on my channel. They're still happy, not happy, but they're accepting of that. A little rugged the first hour. Definitely plain speaking, plain talk, and not holding back anything, despite the fact I'm not really too deep in all of this stuff that went down. My channel went down in the summer. I never sat on panel chats with these people in the fall. Dave sent me a pair of shoes. I sent Dave an Iowa banner. I enjoyed talking to him on my shop hangout. I didn't get involved in the other stuff that other people were doing. Until there came a day when I was a witness to something that I said, hey, I can't do it. And that was what was said to about Lindy's mom. Now, a lot of that was a result of all the horrific back and forth between people and people's jobs threatened, and the terrible things and the terrible things that were said about Jack Sparrow and the terrible things that were said about EBS and these people. No huge fan of EBS, but he seemed to be he was pretty funny guy. He had skills on a computer. Jack Sparrow, legendary guy in the community. In other words, there was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of pain dished out on both sides, and I cannot turn a blind eye to that occurrence. I can't say nothing ever came back over the other side of the net, because it would not be true. But people had a right to bat it back and forth across the net. And it reached horrific proportions. Terrible things, shocking things, things I never got involved in. I didn't choose to be involved in that, because that's not my thing. As much as people say, Rosie, you're a drama queen. No, I'm not. I don't seek it out. But I told Dave, and at that particular time, I sent him a text message. I'm done. I got to jump off the crazy train here. Now, fast forward to January of 2019, from September and October. People were coming around the country. They say, we would like to meet you, come into your area. Tell my friends, bounce it off my friends. A lot of them are horrified at the thought. So I think to myself, I can take the middle road. I can make the middle ground here. I can hold up the banner, and this is maybe what Ellie's saying. Don't put us in your mouth. But I did by saying Ellie and Greg and Cooper, when I run my chats, they won't have a side. They won't be on the side. They won't be on the panel. Okay? I'll give you that. To make that allowance, even though I've always been a believer all my life, and they know Elvis is a hellraiser over there. And you and I both know there's one particular reason that Elvis is on that side chat, and Elvis holds a wrench, and Elvis has a link to that chat. I'm not going to say what that reason is. Cooper likes to say, let's be genuine, let's be real. Yeah, let's be real. And my other friends, this outlandish behavior of Bergs and Elvis and just Rosie time after time after time. Well, at least I'm honest. I'm not saying they're dishonest, but yeah, I give them a link to come on. I always think tonight be the night that Bergs talks rationally. Tonight might be the night that Elvis doesn't play the clown. But then I sit there tonight listening to this hangout and then looking over at the side chat and Elvis, because suddenly he's a card-carrying member of the boy, and he deserves a position at the table here. Remember my analogy of the rock that sits in the stream? There's Rosie. And all through the course of the year, things all move around. People sway positions. January of 2018, Rosie's the lowest form of scum on Boyd because she chose to stand with Elvis against the conspiracy that was occurring to ruin his AdSense and ruin his ability to make a living. I stood that same position. But yet almost the whole Boyd shifted over to the other side. Back and forth, depending on who's mad at this particular moment. So I think to myself, the smart person just kind of stands still, because if they stay still long enough, the river will flow back over top of them and they'll be good to go. Because it's the nature of people when they interact that their positions change, their feelings change. And a lot of times if you just stand still, it's like nothing ever happened. And this is really the way that I feel about the boy. What hasn't changed, though, is my heart. What has changed is I now have to bear the cross of a stupid, ridiculous channel that seems to irritate people the more subscribers and views it gets. This is YouTube. This is a social media platform. It's like AOL on steroids, just like MySpace. Who cares? And I pledged myself when I first opened my channel on January 3rd of 2013 that I would broadcast my life. No matter what that was, on a daily basis. No matter what stupid, dumbass decisions I made in my life, it would be there. And it would remain up through history for people to see. And I've remained faithful to that for 6 years. Now, remember what I said. We have the A branch of the possibility, which is we have the meetup. They get delivered the message that I don't see any way back to Boyd within my friends in my community. But having said that, if you want to break bread, because I've had a decent relationship with you, I've not suffered the things in the past. Initially, I did when you called me bad names and misgendered me, accepted me. But it ain't nothing the way, it's nothing compared to what I said about you. And the horrible stuff I said about you and your wife back then. Horrific, horrific stuff. Have the meeting, deliver the message, share the experience with people on YouTube because it is my life. Leave, have a meeting, meet Sean the Brit the next day, and then as an act of courtesy to invite these people after I've been with them, met with them 2 times to say, hey, as an act of hospitality now after what you've done for me, with no expectation that anything is ever going to change on YouTube, come up and feel free to check out the Rancho if you care to. And they took me up on it today. Now, if they had left today and the A branch says, well, some of us feel really pissed off and we're going to take Rosie to the woodshed and we're going to tell her exactly what we feel about what she did. And so I'm going to lose, and some of us are going to tell her to hit the road, Jack, because you made a decision we didn't like and we can't support. No community furor, no explosion. Just the basic facts of Rosie going to the woodshed as another knucklehead YouTube moment. And after a couple days, it's like, well, there was dumbbell again. Well, Rosie just does it for the views. What do you expect? That's Rosie. Now, branch B is we have a gigantic blowback to this whole event. B is I'm bearing everybody's burden of all of the ill will that has been generated by all of these people over the past year. I carry that all in to this. That's not my nature. One-on-one, you and me, eye to eye. The courage to meet you, and yeah, it did take some courage, despite what anybody says. And the B part is everybody's watching the Hangouts. A lot of people are enjoying it. And then tonight, we have the chat, which is my friend's right. And I back that 1,000%, that he has every single right to lay into me for my decision to meet them. He has every single right to say, look, I've got to question my friendship. He has that right because he feels offended. He's been hurt by the whole situation. I try to broaden the vision a little bit and say there's a lot of people, well, not a lot, a few people are opportunistic. They float in, they see what's going on, and they use this as an opportunity to leverage their own hate and come in and be seen as people masquerading as Dave and Becca and doing this damage. There's no attempt to see that there's derivative people involved that have a stake in what we call painting the tape so that things look a certain way. This is my fear that these things happen. So I come in with a discounting mechanism that says I believe about half of the things that I hear from this side, and I believe half of the things that I hear from this side. But I try to take the middle path down the middle. Why? Because I've been through all the shit these people have gone through. to an exponential factor of 4 or 5. So here we sit tonight. I now have to accept the future that I have here on YouTube. I love the people I hang out with, but I do recognize sometimes there comes a point in time where we may diverge in our opinions about the way things should be, and the personal freedoms that individuals have to pursue their own interests and their own curiosities here on a social media platform. I'm not going to allow my YouTube channel to be used as a lever to try and control other people, or to allow other people to use my channel as a lever to control their interests and their desires. I'm not going to ever allow that to happen. I make great concessions. They're not appreciated. I had a good relationship with Dave and Becca. I didn't do shit stirring. I wasn't involved in all of the mess and all the crap. I just tried to get along with people. But I put that aside for my friends and said, sorry, despite what we might ever have had, because these people are this important to me, I'm now willing to shelve that and tell him, you can't come over to my channel. You can't be on my panel. And it's not enough. Well, tonight it's got to be enough. And Awesome Hooker, I want to apologize to you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. I think you're one of the most sweetest, brilliant, beautiful, big-hearted people on YouTube. I like your style. I love your chats. Don't be offended when I tell you I go to sleep at night and I listen to them, okay? It's a positive thing because I sleep 3 hours a night. I want to tell you, no matter what may ever happen, how much you've meant to me and your friendship, and to tell you personally, thank you. I don't want to get teary here. I don't want to get choked up. Ellie, it goes without saying, I'm not on the same friendship level as you. I'm not a deep person as far as other friends, because I'm not, people communicate with me. I'm a lousy communicator. You send me 10 paragraphs, I send you 2 sentences back. It's just business school training. I'm just short, sweet, and to the point. Cooper says this is what my experience has been with my family, with these people. And I tell him, Coop, I'm sorry that happened, but I still want to meet these people. But trust me, though, the message that I will take to these people. And he says, okay, love you, girl. So, Ellie, I understand how you feel. I'm a knucklehead. I've always been the outlying person that just consistently does stupid things. And I say this to Nicole too. She's been through a lot of crap. But Nicole, I cannot change my basic nature. And thank you, Buddy Bopper. It's been a pleasure with you two, and be well, my friend. Good health to you, and nothing but the best. You've been a great person. You've been a fun person to listen to on chats. And I want to say thank you, CJ, for that. So having now thanked Ellie and Nicole, and telling Zam I appreciate listening to you on panels sometimes, despite the fact we have disagreements and sometimes they're very harsh and very bitter. that go back many years. I do respect your intellect. I do respect that you've been disappointed in me at times. But what you don't grant to me is that I dealt with a good heart when I did things with Amanda Bay. And you hear these people like just Steven running around the community. Why? Because they let their heads be filled with nonsense. Lies. I don't go to try to fight lies because it's a waste of time. But just remember, when push comes to shove, just Steven, what you had the audacity and the guts to send to me on my Facebook Messenger a picture of your private parts. Who's good? Who's bad? We're all bad. We're all good. So when you sit up there in judgment of other people, like you're holding the 10 Commandments in your hand, well, good on you. Jay Greg, I appreciated the many things, the wonderful things that you did, the friendship you had with me, the many years. I don't really know if you'll be back or not. I don't know. You're offended. I get it. I love you. Just like a family, sometimes we can have tremendous falling out. But at the end of the day, I still love you very much. But I've got to make my own choices in life. I cannot carry the chains and all the accumulated weight of the hatred of Boyd around with me. I will not do that. I will be independent, but I will have love in my heart. Coop, we've been ride or die. I'm so very sorry what your family's gone through. And if anybody on YouTube can identify with that, it's here with me. Police, lawyers, private investigators, harassment, businesses, family, shame, postings, links, every bit of dirty stuff that you could ever do on every single level was done. I know how you feel. But you know what? I'm able to look at a situation and judge what's a true threat, especially on Boyd and on the bottom of YouTube, and what's just a bunch of hyperbole on here. We got idiots out here. We got people calling Mama Bear. We got, man, there's more shit that goes, people calling Bergs. I mean, there's just amazing amounts of quantities of stuff that goes on here. Hey, Kevin Chambers, but we kind of pick and choose what we're going to get upset about. I really hoped when this meeting was over that the A path would be the way that we went. But it wasn't meant to be. And I have to accept the consequences of that on YouTube now. And I do accept what comes down. And I tell you again how terrifically sorry I feel. And Lindy, I feel the closest kinship with you because we share that common link of parents and the pain In your case, your mom is important. My dad, my mom passed 20 years ago. My dad's about all I have, We share that linkage. And I came to admire you in so many, 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 many ways. Imagine if I'd gone forward and believed all the things that people put in my head about you, Lindy, all the terrible, looking at all the scopes and the counter scopes and the terrible things and the doxings and the brutal calling and CPS and funerals and I wanted to believe that you were a bitch to the core. But because of my nature, I pushed aside all of that BS and I saw the real you. That's what I do. Hello, Dill Rogers. Had I listened to other people, you and I would be on Periscope and I would be running somebody else's battle plan, not even knowing why in the hell I don't even like you. Just because a friend feels hurt, I'm going to now pick up the Crusader sword and now swing myself into battle. Does it make it better? I saw what happened. I saw the horror. I saw both sides just exhausted, laying on the ground and saying, "We surrender." That's how bad it can get. These things happen on YouTube. And like I said, I'm prepared to meet the consequences of that. My same things hold true as I did when Becca and Dave left. Thank you, Helen. Nice to see you, Mark Dodge. Thank you, Oda May. Hey, Alabella. Love you too. Hey, Saul Goodman. Nice to see you, my friend. Yeah, because I'm not getting a fair say. People are talking to me they've already made up their mind about things. So I understand that. I accept their decisions. They're good people, and that's the bottom line. Hey, Jesse Cat, nice to see you. It's okay, Alan. It's skiwi being skiwi. Like I'm not a thin-skinned person. And now let's talk about standing up for the LGBT. To me, standing up for the LGBT is living your life without having to ever fall back on using identification as what you are, whether it's L, G, B, or T. Living your life by example. Changing hearts and minds. And I'll use Dave the Fisherman as a case in point. He hated my guts at the beginning because I was trans. And then at the end, we're sitting there breaking bread. Now you can say, oh, it's a subterfuge, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of people on the bottom of YouTube that have had their minds changed about me and about trans women, people that never had an association, Kevin Chambers, people from the great state of Texas, maybe predisposed to dislike transgender trannies. And yet, over time, it's not because of signs being waved in their face or petitions forcing change. It's because they get to know you and they see that you're not a threat to their existence. In fact, you can be a good person, a fun person, and a positive experience in their life, and one that you might stand up to other people in Texas one time that are threatening to beat the hell out of somebody who might be transgender and just say, wait a minute, guys, let's slow down. I knew a trans gal once. Moonshiner, gun toting. So when people talk about standing up for the trans, the LGBT community, I do it every single day. But I don't choose to go around with a sign around my neck saying LGBT forever. People have a different approach to it. I honor that approach. Sometimes strong advocacy, in your face, fists is the way to get things done. But more often than not, it hardens people in their position of their original thought. This person can't win my heart and mind by putting in the time. They want to put a sword to my head and say, you signed this declaration of acceptance or that's it. We're not communicating. We're done. Thank you, Helen. It's just different ways of approaching the same situation. I would argue my way is much more long-lasting and much more effective and creates greater ripples. I like to think this is why people come to my channel, because I don't stand out there with the LGBT sign. There's nothing on my channel front page. There's nothing on there that would tell anybody anything about LGBT until I open my mouth. Because I refuse to lead with that. I am a person. I am a YouTube star. Isn't that funny? The little rinky-dink channel. Thank you, Tilly Mae. I think it's a much more effective approach. Just by being in the drama community, people like Tilly Mae and being in there on a daily basis and communicating with people. They say, we never knew a trans woman before. They're curious, they come over. They see some shenanigans. They see some dumbass Dorito bikinis. But at the end of it all, they get the idea that there's a nice person in there, a fun person. And I'm not going to carry the burdens of other people's relationships, positive or negative, on my shoulders. I have a right as an individual to make my own decisions about who I meet or who I don't meet, and I exercise that right. That's right. Your enemy does not make them mine. Thank you, Sweet Meadow. That's why I said Seeds to Freedom said Dave and Becca would not exist without Z's behavior. No. Did you see my thing, Seeds? The cosmology of Boyd 101 and the Big Bang. Why don't you go back and I've invested a lot of time in watching your stuff. Why don't you go watch that particular stream? It's less than an hour and it's called The Cosmology of Boyd, where we talk about who's the originating cause. What was the Big Bang? Thank you, Bubba Bug. I'm not promoting videos, Skiwi. I'm just telling people, I'm just telling Seeds No, you'll like what you hear, Seeds, because it's exactly what you're saying, but put in a little different way. So for the people that constantly talk about things for the views or whatever, just remember where you are. You're on a platform. You're on a social media platform that's designed to advance media views, video views. You're not on Facebook. You're not on Instagram. You're on YouTube, a video sharing platform. And I will never make an apology for doing anything that tries to enhance the experience and enhance my life and putting my life out there on video, as I've done every single day without fail. It's okay, Otame. Yep, Cheshire said, I come here for some sanity. Thank you, Sister Earth. I did for a couple years, Mark Dodge, but I'm pretty much retired now, and I need to have that extra income. Plus, I end up giving most of my shit away anyway, if truth be told. Thank you, Janelle. I don't ask for donations, Skiwi. I would never ask. Cooper was kind enough to buy my dinner, and I bought him a drink. I would never ask any more. I'd never ask him to do that because I love him as a person, and I would never expect anything from him except friendship. Thank you, Julie. Big hug, Helen. Thank you. So I guess moving forward now, I'll be disappointing a lot of people. But I'll be probably steering my boat back the way more I want it to be, and have the fun that I want to have, and kind of loosen some of the constraints that I felt that have been imposed through this whole Elvis, Dave the Fisherman saga of the last year that occurred. I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you, Chick Eastwater. I appreciate it. You open people's minds. That's correct. And if you have success, then on YouTube, that can sometimes be misinterpreted. And that's what I think is happening tonight, that everything's always for views, 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 when it's doing the same thing that you've done every day, day in, day out, not one damn thing differently that you've ever done. Thank you, Sweet Meadow. I appreciate that. Thank you, Scottish. Thank you very much. Okay, take care, Helen. Glad you got the card down there, honey. Skiwi, be nice in here. Thank you, Andrea. Nice to see you, sweetheart. Vegas Vixen, nice to see you, honey. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want a beer so bad, but I'm not supposed to drink before surgery. I will be right back. Hey, Linda Francine. Well, I'm saying Sue Pete. You have opinions and things, and that's a great thing. And I really value your friendship on a personal basis. Nice to see you. Thank you, Emma Neal, parent of one a transgender. It's not an easy road to travel. Your confidence is breathtaking. Thank you. Hey, Stewie on the peace train. You got love. No, Johnny Knuckles, I'm not getting butt implants. But if anybody says to you that Dave and Becca won tonight because of my meeting them, I will disagree to my dying breath about that. They won tonight because of the hangout that occurred tonight. Hey, Andres. Nice to see you. Yeah, I know, Siege. That's why I respect you probably more than most anybody in this community, because of your intelligence. But see, I'm not always that smart. Yeah, there is no winning and losing. Thank you, Linda. Hey, whiskey OGs, only here to talk about cosmology. But the only thing I can say to you, whiskey, is when you meet Dave and Becca, you will probably have a good time. And you'll have a chance to sit down and talk to them and tell them the way you feel about what happened over the last year. And on boy, and I'll tell you, I admire your strength to be able to make your own decision to meet them or not meet them, as the case may be. Well, smitten chicken, I don't know. I can't tell. Whiskey does it. Whiskey's not one that's broadcast his life like I have. It's not like I stepped out of character and just decided, because I only put up one video a week, that I'm going to now go ahead and video this event. I video everything in my life. Thank you, Chiming. That means a lot to me, Chiming. Thank you. You've always been such a awesome person. You don't like all the stuff that's going on. What's my final take on Dave and Becca? My final take on Dave and Becca is, I believe that if they had to do it all over again, they wouldn't have done the things that were done. I don't think they would have ever gotten involved with Elvis or all of the donations because of the way that things turned out. But see, Boyd has a way of being really a magnet for very strong personalities, of which I'm not a strong one. I'm a kind one, but it has a way of bringing personalities that are almost like titans. And I've noticed there's very little room for compromise. It's an all or nothing event. And I think when Dave and Becca came in and things turned south, and the opposing forces of strong people like Jack Sparrow, EBS, and other people that felt like they're standing up on the right side, it was just a titanic event that occurred. Because it's a magnet for such strong personalities, people that are just outsized, they're over the top. That's I think that's my assessment of it, nomadic tater tot, is that it just, nobody could back away from it. But my assessment of Dave and Becca is that I don't think that they're going to be that involved. I think they'll be doing their own thing. They have their own core of group supporters. I will be happy to come on to their chat once in a while. But they know that if any of my friends are left, which is may or may not be, I hope so tonight, I still cannot give them that platform on my particular channel or on my particular panels, which is exactly the same thing I said on Friday night when I met them, Thursday night. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Seeds. That means a lot to me. Helen, how are you? Nice to see you tonight, sweetie. Yeah, joking. Like I'm still your friend. Skiwee. Skiwee's too much. I don't like the nice skiwee, you know. Sister Earth. That might just be a little place. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate it. We might have a slight bit of divergence on there because some people, there's degrees of hurt. And I think some people have been very hurt by this. Their worst fear came true. That the whole community just split. Well, Smitten, I don't engage in self-praise, okay? I just believe in association where people go where they find the content that they want to watch on a daily basis. That's the things that they really enjoy, you know, and they, you know, people just gravitate and they enjoy watching certain things. Good night, Kelly. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Well, let's say this, though, Nomadic Tater Tot, they certainly have a right to feel the way they did. But I think their ability and their opinions and their feelings I can only allow them to carry so far. They're not my wife or husband. They're not my brother and sister. They're my wonderful friends. And as Ellie said tonight, many times Rosie's made, you know, she's unstoppable, stupid. There's no controlling. There's no governor on it. It's just like a car that goes up the hill, goes down the hill, and you hope to God that the guardrails are there all along the way because this son of a bitch has gone like that over hill and dale. And my friends may not like that ride. And I'm thinking maybe they deserve more of the static type of friendship that's locked in that they have. Ellie, Greg, and Cooper. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Hey, the milk. Doing good. Yeah, I think that they do, Nomadic Tater Tot. But for every hey Jody, how you doing, sweetie? But for every reaction, there's a reaction, and I kind of expected there would be. Hosey, never answered me about the lighting. I think you got an LED spotlight. I do have some Christmas. I just have some Christmas lights that are down that I never put away. That's it. I still think it wasn't wise. They laughed and kind of mocked folks because they were there. What does that mean, joking? I mean, I was sitting on that hangout. I'm doing good, Jody. Happy New Year to you. Bubba, I would just leave you with this thought, my friend, that communities are always evolving and coming together. Yeah, I mean, one time we had a ranch and he went on a bandathon in here. Thank you, Jag girl. Appreciate that. Forever friend. I like that. She's like, I don't even know what the hell happened tonight. Isn't that nice? That's real friendship. I'm drinking a sangria. Give me a break. Joe King, are you Mexican? Are you of Spanish heritage? Street life. Woo! How you doing, brother? No, it's on. It's on Monday, Cheryl. That's why I'm drinking Diet 7 Up tonight. I'm not drinking alcohol. Yeah. Joking. I will neither confirm nor deny my nationality. Joe King, you're a YouTube treasure. How you doing, Chad? Nice to see you. Scotch Irish. There you go. Deborah Daly, how are you doing, sweetheart? It is 48 hours, no alcohol. That's where I am, chick. I have not had a drink since last night. So 24 hours. Take care, Diamond. Chris, I'm never behaving. Chris Hansen in the house. I'm never behaving. That's why I love you, Free Birdie. You know what I like about you, Free Birdie? You know what I really love about you? You're an independent person like me, and you went through all the crap with Dave, and yet you're still here tonight. And I really appreciate you popping by and being here. I know, Jody, 48 hours of me not drinking, and there's my Oda Mae Brown. Well, girl, you might be it. I don't know. The jury's still out if I'll ever have a Greg Campbell again, but as it is now, honey, you got the whole field. Good night, Tracy. You got the whole field to yourself. Vicky says, as your friend, I was saddened about what happened on Cooper's chat. I was too, Vicky. I was too. My feeling is we only give the only importance that we ascribe to something is that which we choose to give it. In other words, if we choose to just pass over the events and just say, Rosie, you're an idiot, and we don't give the power to Dave and Becca, but if we make it this big production out of it, and I love my friends, but that's what empowers people. Sometimes doing nothing is exactly the best thing. That's what I'm telling my Oda Mae Brown. They're on the Boyd now. I got my first bona fide drama community wrench holder for the Boyd in here. Good night. Hey, Mr. Z. Don't go yet. Talk to me a minute or two. Free will, Free Birdie. That's correct. Your name says it all. Remember the Alamo. Joe King's got the quote tonight. Rosie, if you weren't an idiot, your channel would be boring. There we go. See, Joe King has got a choice of 5,000 places he could be hanging out. Skiwi. Aussie Off Grid. My wonderful friend. Thank you for your beautiful message that you sent. And thank you, MB, for your wonderful message. There's probably more in here tonight. Yep, MB. Thank you, honey. Spirit's Heart. Thank you. That's right. He does love you, Free Birdie. Carlos Martinez, what's going on, my friend? Chiming's like, please, not the Alamo. Well, Sister Earth, whatever the consequences hold, people have a right to associate with whom they wish. I love my friends dearly. This is not something that went down well. And I understand that, but it's something I had to do myself, for myself. Good night, Sister Earth. Hot tofu on you, Bubba Bug. Seed says, let's make Berg sent me a little FU tonight. He's still on that about I said, you can still come back, be positive. He said, BS, FO, make it right. These were all your trolls who started campaigns to unsub me. Well, welcome to the club. I'm sure I'm on that campaign list myself. Joe King's, I play all sides. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, chiming. Rosie, make it right. If anybody has the ability to make it right, I tell Bergs, my one piece of advice is be positive. Be a positive person. He's like, no, Rosie, they don't want me to be positive. They want me to put down the guitar and use my mouthpiece. Well, you can see what that got you. Let's see. Forever Friends putting a little Latin out there, huh? Oh, yeah, Oda May. It's like a badge of honor. We get that kind of hate mail out there. I think it's kind of funny. Boy, I got some nice Gmails tonight. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that'll be commenting on Koopies and my Hangouts. It's interesting. Jack Sparrow has something up. Thank you. Got a nice message from a friend over there, so that's good. I appreciate that. Sorry to be rude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Mark Dodge. It just can't fly. I mean, Marshall's one thing, but he's not that. He's not that vicious. Well, Skiwi, I like Jack Sparrow. I think Jack Sparrow has some backbone, and he's a pretty straight shooter. I'm sorry he got all wrapped up in all that stuff. Oh, thank you, Johnny P. Oh, thank you, Pink Wave. Yeah, I think he's in the great state of Vermont. Tilly Mae, you're beautiful, honey. I've decided I hate everyone. Now, there's a gal from the drama community right there. I'm not sure. To me, it's inconsequential if Jack ask for anything or not, it doesn't matter to me. I like him. So he's not, I've given him the wild roller coaster ride, but there you go. To Catch a Predator coming back this spring to YouTube, exposing child molesters and their support. Good thing, Chris. Let it rip. We got our own down here. We got our own To Catch a Predator. His name is Skiwee down here. The stuff that Skiwee digs up is really horrifying around here. Like today, I mean, this guy is like flashing like documents. It's like, what the hell? I don't know. Skiwee's got crazy. I mean, got to turn him to use his skills from evil to good, though. Damn Skiwee. Hey, thank you, Harry Cruz. Look, to me, it's people expressing an opinion. I just didn't feel like I could freely express my opinion. This is not something that I'm going to do on Saturday nights, trust me. I'm just saying, I only stepped out of that chat because I just felt like I felt like I wasn't being given a fair shake. I thought that people's minds were kind of already made up, before it even began about what they were going to, their conclusions about everything. And I kind of thought no matter what I said, it wasn't really going to change anything. So I just came over here, gave a few examples of other people like Lindy on the Boyd that I never let other people's opinions pollute my thinking about. Well, I did for a while, but I decided this is my nature. To see people for what they really are. And if I'd listened to all the stuff that people put in my head, the vicious stuff, I never would have seen her as the pretty amazing person that I think that she is. So that's my point about this is, let's see, you had no chance. Well, it's, backspire his folks can do things. Yeah, he's a friend of yours. Yeah, Vicky says I've been bullied. Like I say, down here on Boyd, we get some I don't want to say egos, but we get big personalities. We get people that are very strong. Very strong. Well, it's kind of the way I felt chiming. I felt like, there was, there'd been a huddle and then a game plan had developed. And I felt like, no matter what I say tonight, I might as well just take my beating and apologize to people, which I did tonight. So at least I did that, and told people from the heart, I'm sorry I let you down. But this is the way I've got to be. This is the way I've got to run my life in my channel. I cannot carry other people's successful or failed relationships on my back. I have to have my own relationship. I mean, Vicky, do you know how weird it is I'm not drinking tonight? That's the problem. Hey, Rosie O'Bald, that's the fucking problem. If I'd gone on the Cooper's chat tonight and had my beers, we would have been giving each other mutual hand jobs. And now look what happened tonight, right? we would have been giving each other reach around. But I can't have my friendship questioned over something like I'm having my my follow-up. It's not like a new surgery. It's just some additional fat just being harvested off the flank and put onto my butt. It's something that I already paid for, and I'm just finally having it done for the second time. Yep, this too shall pass. I expect so. Yeah, please don't time out Elvis. At least in this chat, he's genuinely welcome over here. So I'm not gonna use him as a tool, or he is my friend for better or worse. So oftentimes worse, but it is what it is. That's my cross in that's my cross in life. Yeah, it's Odame. It's yeah, Joe King. The body, yeah, the booty Lacusi surgery. Well, Odame, he needs a wide pass because Elvis is Elvis, and that's the bottom. He'll always be that. So I don't really care what he posts over there. So just give him wide latitude because he is a friend. I'm owning that. Bergs, I'm not so sure about Bergs. Not so sure about Bergs. Well, you know what I mean, Baba Bug. It's like for better or worse. That's my cross to bear through life. The Assyrian king. How's that been costly? That's probably 5,000 subscribers right there. Chick said, why doesn't Coop have an issue with Marshall? It makes them, well, they talked about, some people, not Coop, but some people talked about how disruptive it is to have Marshall always coming on chats. But he can run his chat the way he wants. But I don't see other people standing up and screaming that, oh no, I'm going to leave the chat if this guy comes on. And I'm genuine with my things about Marshall. Thank you, Free Birdie. Yeah, I just think that, man, when you think about what Berg, though, wow. Berg's is just like off the chain. Chime, yeah. Kitten Cat said, do you think that actually I forgot to tell you, Seeds, I did get your message, and I did send the $40 to Laura this morning. She did get that. She did acknowledge that. So thank you for being a stand-up guy. Yes. Do I think Marshall should put that I think Marshall should give that $40 back to Seeds. Yes, I do. Yep. Yes, I think he should, Kitten Cat, but unfortunately, or fortunately, Seeds already returned that money in place. How you doing, Vegas Fixin'? Hope you are doing well down in Vegas. That's what I said, Chick. I don't know how to help Bergs with the drinking problem. I mean, that's the root of his stuff. When he's not drinking, he can be a really nice guy, and we have great conversations. Vinny's told you guys before. The conversations with him are great, and I've had great conversations. Let's see. The CEO of St. Jude's is making $900K a year. I'm not a big fan. Skiwi, that's a big organization. What's the head of the Mayo Institute and Mayo Clinics? And yeah, Joe, I'm an alcoholic too. So I'm just super binge drinking alcoholic type. I can knock 10 beers like nothing. Deep issues, I know. But I don't want to continue to add to those issues by talking about his living situation and all that. It's okay, Joe King. I am some type of alcoholic. When I drink very heavily, but I can put it down and not think about it. So, yeah, chiming in always. chiming in, has been on the Rosie roller coaster. It's like, holy shit, what is this dumbbell doing now? Yeah, people don't change what they won't acknowledge. And Mark Dodge, I forgot to say Happy New Year to you. Yeah. I'm a binge drinker. No, I know Bubba Bug, but I'm just saying I'm an extremely heavy drinker. How you doing, Punk? Nice to see you. I'd like to knock back a few beers. I think I got one beer in there. I might just knock that back. I don't think one beer is going to be any big deal. Thank you, Kitten Cat. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. You're one of the smartest people. I'm not kissing your cat ass. I'm just saying I appreciate your feedback on that. Whiskey at an 8-pack. Yes, Marshall, you've done very well. But you're another one I wish that would be positive. No, I don't want to talk about this, Bergs. It's not me. You got bad advice. Let's be real, Bergs. Yeah, kissing the pussy. That's it, Oda Mae Brown. And I'm saying, Bergs, I want to say this as kind as possible. You got bad advice. And it didn't come from me. I'm the one that's consistently told you people enjoy your guitar playing. They enjoy your state of the steering wheel address. And they enjoy hanging out with you. Yeah, you done good, Marshall. Yeah, I know a few YouTubers we've met in person can now drink. My advice was to be positive. Your advice, you were told to put down your guitar and use your mouthpiece. I mean, what the hell? And what did it get you last night? You know, somebody on my side chat started that campaign and it caught fire. Who saw that coming? I know it's not right, Bergs, but it's the free choice that people have, and the way they vote. And I'm sure I've lost a lot of subs tonight. The way they vote is with subbing and unsubbing, and I'm sure I lost a ton of people tonight. But it's YouTube. Yeah, you should unblock everybody too. Yeah, T Burgers, it was your mouth. That's exactly correct. Yeah. Well, Marshall, he's got to find his own. Yeah, you're pulling good numbers. He's got to find his own way forward to find his own thing. That's what I say, Free Birdie. There's too much talk about. There's too much talk about subs and stuff. It's like ain't none of us ever going to be superstars. It shouldn't be over, Bergs. You asked me to help you get to 1,000, and I'm like, I'd be happy to help you get to 1,000. And then you pull that stuff like last night. Mr. Z, there we go. Mr. Z said, if you lose subs, you should stop sucking. There's the great Mr. Z in the chat. Look at that, Elvis, Mr. Z in the chat. Look at what Jan wrote on the side. Bergs, it's not over till you have 0 subs. She can make that happen too, Bergs. I'm just saying, you know. It's a country club chat. No, it's not over, Bergs. You can pull that out anytime. I told you what to do. I said, get on there and make an apology video to people. Go in there and make an apology video to people and turn it around. Yeah, you got to stop drinking. You've got to stop drinking. A lot of people really care about you. Oda Mae Brown, she loved being in your hangouts. I loved being in your chat. Oh, okay, Johnny. Miss Know It Some, I hope you're doing good. Oh, thank you, Chris Bang said you look like a young version of Beast from Glee, but with a stiff wig. I thought this looked pretty good. There we go. Charlie lives. Well, you know, whiskey's, Marshall, you should know that whiskey's a hellraiser, okay? You should know that. You should know that whiskey does that shit. He's just a minx. That's all he is. He's just messing around. He doesn't dislike you. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He can't help it. No, he's not. Don't call whiskey a backstabber. Whiskey, Marshall, everybody enjoys YouTube in their own way. Okay? Yeah, the Cowboys won. Yeah, see, the first thing you got to do, Bergs, is you got to unblock all these people. Yeah, it was a bad night for Seattle tonight. We'll see what the Ravens do tomorrow. They're going to really have their hands full with Rivers, San Diego Chargers. Well, if Marshall wants to come on, I'll give him a link, but I'm not going to be accused again of sending him a link when he's in the middle of a hangout. Chiefs. That was a tough game against the Ravens, Bubba Bug. I wonder if the outcome would be any different this time. Ravens and Chiefs, if they played again. Yeah, I know, Free Birdie. That's what Seeds always tells me. Rosie, you never learn. Oh, Bears, Super Bears. There we go. So we got Bears, Ravens, Cowboys. No, I'm not gonna put Bergs on panel. I'm sorry, I cannot put Bergs on. He just is too off the. Okay. Go ahead, Oda Brown. I'll keep an eye on things here. Eagles, yeah. Well, that's one thing there's no, you know, until Bergs gets his act cleaned up, I can't Berg him up anymore. Yeah, when he first came on my chats a year ago, he was another Rosie creation here. He was really fun, you know, and sweet. He was really fun and sweet. Yep, go Chiefs. I kind of feel like if it's not the Ravens, I like the Chiefs. I'd like to see Kansas City. I'd like to see Kansas City win a championship. That'd be fun. They'd probably go nuts in Kansas City. Yeah, I liked him a lot too in those early days. He was really fun. We talked about throwing the fish at Pike Market. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Janelle says, I grew up in KC. Cool. You're due. I'm going to go grab one beer. Patriots, there's street life. Patriots. I knew street life would be there. Patriots, baby. Thank you, Free Birdie. I appreciate it. No beer. Just one little ale, I think will be okay tonight. Please, you know. Grew up on KFC. Kitten Cat. She's around. You guys are killing me. One beer. I still got 36 hours to surgery. Oh, one beer will not hurt you. Well, I have to listen to chiming, and Free Birdie's a medical. I know. I wish I could have one beer. Have a beer. Hey, Francis, have a beer. Have a beer. How about if one just leads to one? Free Birdie's like, since when did Rosie ever follow medical advice? That's it, street life. Maybe two. See, Francis is doing okay. Oh, you're an RN too. All right, cool. We're going to have battling RNs here tonight. Oh, don't say that, Free Birdie. Then I don't think you love me. I want you to mother me. Oh, okay, chiming. Get one. All right, vote 1 for beer, vote 2 for no. Vote now. 1 yes, 2 no. No, I don't talk. I'm not sure, Mark Dodge. No, I don't. I like Ricky. I haven't talked to Shay. I was booted out of Shay's world. 1 beer. 1, 1, 1. Oh, loves Dragonfly said nope. Hey, Jill, how you doing, baby doll? Defrock 2. Sue says 2. Julie says 2. Vicky says 2. Oh man. Okay. All right. Okay, it looks like I maybe shouldn't have have 6. Yeah, 1's the loneliest number. Jan's like, no, don't do it. Janet, I didn't know. Did you have a condominium? I haven't looked at the vid yet. 3 cans aside. I know surgery's not till Monday. I thought I could just sneak one, but ooh. Oh, this one they want to eat because it's under local anesthesia. It's not under general anesthesia. So I actually want something in my stomach. That's it. 1, if you can be the nurse. I would love that. The faster you drink it, the sooner it's out of your system. There we go, Mr. Z. Mr. Z in the house. Molokai is, yeah, that's Father Damien and the leper colony of Molokai. Hey, Mike Moore. Beer. Look at what Seed said. Jesus. Cancel the surgery. You were metaphorically handing your your arse was metaphorically handed to you tonight. I love you, Seeds. Damn, even when I screw up, you're still around. You see Seeds like, oh, I don't understand Rosie every bloody time. If it didn't have Elvis and Berg, it'd be so freaking awesome. Remember, Seeds, though, every great novel, that character has that one flaw. Yeah, you volunteered to help take care of Dad. That's nice, Janelle. That's sweet. Well, I'd really love a beer. Yeah, I hear you, Janet. It's pretty expensive inter-island air. When I lived on Hawaii, I never even went to another island. Well, it's typical. I mean, what's he got to? Who cares? He just wants to use my didn't go to Molokai, but I know well Father Damien and the leper colony. And I know the red dirt of Molokai. I would have liked to have seen it, but the inter-island airfare was just too much. Beer clears in a day. Okay. I really would like to have a beer. Oh, you definitely go back to Molokai again. All right. Oh my God. Who really cares, you know? I just got it, Drew. Thank you. I appreciate that. Red dirt, that got me in trouble with the TSA. Oh, you going to Mally? Favorite beer for me is just Michelob Ultra right now. That's my favorite beer. Oh man. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna
put me on live and I'll apologize to everybody?
When you say live, you mean by link or by phone?
By phone.
Okay. Do you want a link to come on panel, or what do you want
to?
Okay.
No, just now.
Okay. Well, here's Bergs. He wants to make an announcement. So here.
Wait.
Okay.
What do you want me to say?
Well, you called me. What do you want to say?
Well, I mean, the bottom line is people kept telling me, Jory kept telling me to do different content.
And did you hear what I said on my morning thing today?
Rosie, you put up so much stuff. I don't have time to.
Okay, well, let me just bottom line.
No, I don't. I mean, you had 3 things up before I woke up. I mean.
Okay, well, let me just tell you this. My suggestion was to be positive and forget that advice about your mouthpiece, and because you're a positive person, you have a sweet nature, not a negative nature. And I know you got.
So I should play the guitar.
Do you like to play guitar?
But Jory said a million times, people don't want to hear the guitar, they want to hear you talk. That's how you build up numbers. It
looked to me like you were having some pretty good success until you took that advice from Jory. You were up to 800 subs.
Yeah, that was a slow build, though.
Yeah, but we could have accepted.
I lost over 125 so far, and that probably took 3-4 months just to get 125. It's over.
Well,
it's over now.
People will watch you over the next couple days and see.
I mean, I don't understand why these trolls.
Hey, Lori.
Do this unsub Bergs campaign, and everyone just follows along like sheep. I mean, I don't get it.
Because they hear you on Hangouts. That's why.
I wasn't doing a Hangout.
No, they hear you on my panel. Okay. I'm just saying, you could get your subs back very easily if you were.
No, I couldn't. These people aren't going to resub me again. And if anything, I'll probably lose more.
Well,
these people are just vindictive people.
They're not vindictive. I mean, they're responding to your.
Okay. Then everybody wants sub. Please sub me back. Okay.
Well,
I was just trying to make some content last night. I got a little bit too drunk. Okay, I was sitting in my car. I was very bored. I got too drunk. I got too loud. I was trying to make the comparison that Rosie will meet anybody, because I wasn't very happy that Rosie met LCD. Neither's Cooper.
I know that.
I posted a video shortly about an hour ago saying that Cooper just agreed with everything that I was saying last night. You can watch the video.
Yeah, you're entitled.
The bottom line is this: that I felt the same way as they do.
You're entitled.
I go off on a rant that they want to hear the mouthpiece, and I was using hyperbole
Hey, Deborah.
and exaggeration when I said, you'll meet with Jeffrey Dahmer and all these people. Obviously, these are dead people. They're serial killers who are dead. Jeffrey Dahmer's been dead for 25 years. Ted Bundy's been dead for 30 years. Adolf Hitler's been dead for 75 years. Okay? I was using them as an extreme example to prove my point. And I think anyone with an ounce of intelligence would know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm just saying, women, degrading women with the C word and stuff like that. That's something that.
Well, that's part of the Steel Reserve. I'm trying to get off that.
Okay. Well, I asked you what I could do to
People
help.
know that when I don't drink that stuff.
Yeah, you're good to be on panel.
Things don't go as badly, but sometimes things go bad. And I had another bad day today. I didn't have a bad day with the drinking today. I had a bad day. My Seahawks lost. So
yeah, it was a tough
I had a
day.
really bad weekend.
But the nice thing, Berg, even though your Seahawks lost and it was the worst day of the year for you, you're in here carrying on a normal conversation now and not screaming and not being the show. That's what people like to hear, when you can just talk.
I was trying to do something positive. I was trying to build my channel. I even went to Staples yesterday. I was looking at the Chromebooks. There's one for $199.99. It's only an 11-inch. And then there's the 14-inch monitor for screen. It's for $299.99. So I'll probably pay the extra $100 to get the extra 3 inches. You think that's wise?
Of course. Yeah, because you never regret having a bigger size screen. But I'm saying, see, tonight, this is the Bergs that people like. Then you go in the hangout, you play your guitar while you go to bed happy. But no,
yeah, but it's over now. Don't you understand?
It's not.
It's over.
It's
I
not.
lost. I mean, and that's why I thought that you might step in and end it and say, hey, stop with this unsub Bergs campaign. It was free falling.
We'll give them
it was like somebody who it was like somebody whose blood sugar level, is like going down. It's free falling, or somebody.
I know. I never saw
falling
any.
off a mountain or something.
I know.
Or a big
I'm sure I lost a lot tonight myself, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, but Rosie, you have over 18,000.
Yeah, I know. Okay,
I was just trying to get to 1,000.
I understand.
Stop comparing yourself to me.
Okay, let's put it this way.
You're a fucking big fish.
Let's put it this way. What type of message would you like to put out tonight on the chat? You sound.
I'm telling the people last night that I was drunk, and I apologize for saying the words that I did. Okay, I was very frustrated that Rosie met him. He, in my opinion, he's done a lot of bad things. In my opinion, he put me on a certain website, predator website. Allegedly, he put Missy Jenn on there. He's put a lot of people on there, allegedly, and just all these things he's done. He wished Lindy's mom would die, and then she died a couple days later, or Becca did, and then the mom died a couple days later. I mean, all sorts of things, the fake suicides, all these lies. And I don't like any of it. And
yeah, you were.
I think you meeting him kind of triggered me.
I understand.
Triggered a lot of people.
It did trigger people.
Maybe that's what caused me to go off the rails a little bit. I don't know.
I think it probably was, Bergs. Like I said, you have a lot of within you. You have a soft spot. You have a very soft heart. And I want to just tell you, if you turn positive, people will respond rapidly to that. But don't expect it to be immediate.
And then when I was in the car, in the garage there, and I was just saucing up too much, and things can go when you're drinking that stupid beer. Things can go from like you're like kind of drunk or you're kind of still with it to like.
Hi, Hazel.
Insanely crazy in like like 15, 20 minutes. It's like really,
yeah, I'm saying this.
The beer should really be banned from the market.
Well, it's not the beer. It's this malt liquor, Bergs. This stuff is killer because of the sugar, the sugars and stuff.
The sugar, the alcohol content.
Yeah, we talked about that before.
And the sugar's bad for me. We all know why.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, it's not even malt liquor though. It's called high gravity. They don't even call it malt liquor. I think it's even worse than
because
malt liquor.
they're embarrassed to, because it is worse than regular. That's why I told you get down like Jeff T. wrote to Natty Light or something like that.
Oh.
Or just stop drinking.
I'll be honest with you. I did have one of them today, but see, when I have one, I'm okay. I was watching the game, and it was a very frustrating game. I don't know if you watched it. We should have won, but we kept on getting third down, 3 and outs, and we couldn't convert, and we had to punt.
Thank you, Hazel.
We were 2 for 13 on the third down.
Yeah,
we had to punt it 11 times, Rosie.
Yeah, I would have expected tonight you would have blown your top because of how invested you are in Seattle Seahawks and stuff. But now you're calm.
Well, I don't bet anymore. I don't bet. I don't gamble.
But I'm saying even if I bet on Seattle tonight, I would have won because we only lost by 2 points, and I believe the point spread was what, 3.5. Yeah, it was a pretty close spread. So
Seattle would have covered.
Good night, Monique. Well, hey, how you doing, Joe? I see it, but I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm saying now tonight when you got that devastating news, you're calm now. But last night you were off the chain just because of the Dave thing.
No. It was really because of the alcohol.
Okay, well, I always have mostly women, I think, in my chat. What do you want?
But,
we have 186. We got 186 people in here, probably at least 100 women.
Some of it was that.
What do you specific?
I mean, I'm also very lonely. I'm a very lonely person.
I know.
It rains every day. It's we're in the rainy season. I'm kind of a bipolar, manic, depressive kind of person. It gets dark very early here, around 4:30, 4:45. It gets dark very early. It's rainy. It's just very depressing.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty lonely. I turn to the booze too much sometimes. And last night was just a bad night, but I didn't expect it to lose that many subs. I mean, that was just crazy. I mean, it taken a long time.
It shows you the power. It shows you how invested people are in doing the right thing around here, and they will move.
No, that wasn't doing the right thing. That was just trolls.
Well, see, now you're
trolls. That was just trolls being jerks doing
now you're
campaign. That's not cool.
No, now you're trying to move away and not treat people.
Well, I'm asking those people who unsub me to please sub me back. Because that's not cool.
Then tell them what's going to change.
For everything I said to Rosie, for everything I said.
Thank you.
But I also, within that, I was trying to say how I felt though about it. That you will meet. Pretty much anybody.
And I never had any, and I never took issue with that. I took issue about the way that women were talked about. That's the thing I didn't like.
I didn't talk about any other women specifically.
You talked about Oda May. You talked about me that I'm not a woman, even though I'm a trans woman.
I know.
I'm not going to go down that hole. I'm just saying.
That's that Steel Reserve, and a lot of times, you almost become like a rabid dog or something. Like you forget. You almost forget.
Yeah. Well, why don't you do this too? Here's a couple of things I can suggest. It sounds to me like you're pretty sincere, but just don't expect people to immediately sub up. They're going to want to observe you for a couple of days to see.
Well, I'm not gonna be going live. I don't go on panels.
They'll observe you on panels.
If they want to observe me, they'll be observing me. I don't even know.
Okay, so why would people?
I might go in my car. I mean, I don't do a lot of things. I mean, I was trying to get to 1,000 so I could try to get monetized and be like everybody else. Everyone else is monetized. I mean, I think the Bird just paid his dues, don't you?
Yeah, I had suggested Mike Moore's out here that you could try just doing a short video and then apologizing.
Don't you agree that the Bird just paid his dues?
Well, you're paying it tonight, but only the people.
No. I mean, Rosie, in the year that I've been on this community, how many times was I on your panels? Hundreds. I paid my dues.
I'm talking
I paid my
about now.
dues. Everyone knows me right now.
I'm trying to find.
That doesn't mean everyone should like me, because I don't like everyone either. Okay.
Yeah, everybody's asking. Everybody's
asking. I have my laptop. I was going to start doing panels and real shows and real content and chooches and filming things and trying to build things. But when people are doing these campaigns and your subs are going in free falls,
yeah, well,
talk about fucking depressing.
Well, that's the boy Justice moves swiftly and severely. Joe King says,
okay, I know, Rosie. Say it again. You've lost subs tonight too. Big deal.
Hey,
you're still over 18,000. Okay, you can lose 5,000 tonight and you're still at 13,000.
Jill, I don't want to give you his number. Will you unblock?
You might have lost 20 or 30 subs, and then you'll get them right back tomorrow.
Will you unblock people on your channel?
But what does that have to do with subs?
Some people are saying tonight that unblock people first, and maybe they'll see how you behave the next couple of days, and then.
But I'm not going to go on other people's stuff. I am extremely depressed.
I know, but I'm saying, look,
I'm not going to go on other people's stuff. I'm not going to go on side chats. I'm not going to do on anything.
So why does it matter if people are sub to you then? I mean, because
I need those subs so I can get up to 1,000.
Yeah, but I'm saying you're not. You got to make.
Get the ball rolling.
You got to make content to be able to.
I am going to make content, but I want to get to 1,000. We've talked about this.
Yeah, but nobody's going to sub you. You got to do this content first, and then people.
No, but I already had those subs. I already had those people. I don't know why that they would just unsub me like that.
Then put out your.
Anyway, I called up. I apologize. I told you what happened.
Okay.
I'm not going to repeat myself like Elvis does.
Well, then listen to my advice then, and just see what happens and be positive. That's all I can say. And then I would be glad to help you.
I am.
Yeah, you need to help others. You need to help. You need to help.
I am a little hurt that you didn't try to stop it. Because you had the power to stop it.
I don't have the ability to tell a woman like Victoria, hey, forget about what Birds just said.
You have the power to say no. Do not do these unsub campaigns.
Hell no.
You do have that power.
I have no power over the people. These people in the side chat are independent thinkers. They make up their own.
No, but I mean, I asked you as a favor if you could have done that, but you didn't want to do it.
No, I didn't want to do it because I didn't think it was deserved last night.
Okay, well, maybe it's deserved now.
Well, maybe it is. We'll let the people. Let's see what happens in the next hour or so.
No, but I mean, I've already apologized to you, so I think now it's deserved for you to say that to the people.
Well,
all right.
All right. Well, let's.
All right. Have a good night. Bye.
Okay. Well, I will say this: he was well spoken and calm tonight. So instead of yelling and shrieking, but you really push the envelope with people here. And hey, Jessica, Jennifer, you really push the envelope here with trying people's patience. And man, whenever you get that campaign of a hashtag and then unsub, man, people will jump on that and go. So you can't. And Joe King said you got to have watch hours too. You got to be putting up content. You need to have 4,000 like watch hours or something like that for it. So you need to have that. Yeah, Julie said I won't sub again until I see change. Yeah. In my opinion, Star Walker, I want to try to help Bergs, but I think Bergs is a much more volatile type of person. Yeah, that's right, Janelle. Well, Jill, what do you say? The same thing I say to him, Bergs, you've got to cut out the steel reserve. That stuff's killing you. Well, he'll tell you it's a cheap, quick high. You know, I can 2 cans of that as opposed to Rosie, you drinking 8 cans of Michelob Ultra. Hey, Mr. Tommy Boy 9. Good to see you. Yeah, Kelly K, why don't you hook up with the Bergs? Jesus. Can you imagine that? Yeah, the only beer that gives you whiskey face. I had one of them. You guys remember when I was in Jessica Jennifer? Do you remember when I was down in San Diego and I took the hell was that called? The Steel Reserve Challenge that night. I couldn't even finish the damn thing. It tasted so shitty, you know? Just too sweet. Too sweet. Then we got Mr. Z in the chat. Mr. Z, I had to put you on my video. I don't even know if I put the last part of the mail call. I don't even know. TBO might feels that even if he got $1 million, he'd still be miserable. Yeah, subs aren't the key. You remember that? I couldn't even finish that can, Jessica Jennifer. That stuff tasted so bad. Oh, man, that was awful. Lori Green, I hope you're doing well this evening. Yeah, why does it get thicker? I noticed that when it sits, it's like pouring out like a honey shit. It's like, God, I gotta go. I don't want to curse. I gotta go see the damn brewery that produced that crap. I gotta go see that stuff being made. Kitten Cat, is that wrong to want to see the factory? Okay, there, Herbert. Let's see. Yeah, Elvis is, I mean, he can be funny. Hello, Vanessa. Nice to see you. I'm good. Wanted you to be okay. I'm fine. I think we'll be okay, Lori. I gave my sincere apologies to people tonight, one by one, on the panel, but I've got to be my own person. And I recognize sometimes interests may diverge on YouTube, and I would like to, if we're going to part, I would like to part friends. Joe King just picked me up. Why do I like this bastard, Joe King? Hey, we have a lot of love connections. Dancing Dawn in the chat now. It really is an official chat. How you doing, Dancing Dawn? Nice to see you, honey. Woo! Marshall, if you can behave yourself, I'd have you on panel, but if you can't, don't. Thank you, Star Walker. I think you can be entertaining. You can be philosophical. You could be historical. You know, the thing I don't like about okay, Lori. Love you, Jill. But the thing about Marshall is that well, I'm not gonna say that tonight. Maybe another night. Marshall, you mistake being kind with people to kissing their ass. I don't have to hurt people to be positive. I don't have to go negative and tell all the, you tell everybody, oh, you're just a troll hangout. All you have, Rosie's a terrorist hangout now. What a terrible message to tell people. Yeah, and can you imagine calling the FBI and the CIA because some people are going to be meeting? I mean, what the hell? Hey, Barry. Well, I'm going to have the worst thing of all. I'm going to pour a shot on this. Oh, man. Use a little bit of Joey D's Elijah Craig. Just a halfie. Just a shorty. Not a biggie. Don't panic. Just a shorty. Half of one. Vegas Vixen. Woo! Vegas Vixen in the chat. There we go. Hey, Schmiggy. How you doing, Schmiggy? I'm just too lazy to go out to the, yeah, you might get a 5150, huh, Jan? We've seen a few of them. Jill, please, said Rosie, ask Whiskey why he blocked me. Why would you ever block Jill? Fill her up, Vegas Fixing. I'm having my surgery on Monday, so I'll just do the hotel room was very nice. It was a very nice hotel room. Hey, Wendy, how you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. I thought you had a big butt, Kelly. Keith Thompson, how you doing tonight? Schmiggy's like, I never doubted that you could handle your own. Just like you, Schmiggy, on the news unit. I've seen you hand a few of those Gary and Hillbilly and Gold, Alan Gold. I've seen you hand their heads to them. No, I'm not going to fill the butt inflation. Yeah, you better not be calling O to May names, okay? God, I'd just be shocked, Marshall, if you ever came in positive one time. Yeah, I know that, Jan. I think you were pretty much done when the donation thing came in. Whiskey, can you unblock Jill off of your channel? Vegas Vixen said your dress will just get shorter. I love you, Vegas Vixen. I don't host the trolls. These are nice people in here, Marshall. I don't consider Whiskey a troll. I don't, because, well, Vegas Fiction, he's not a troll. Punk is certainly not a troll. Joe King plays a troll, but he's not one. Jan Adams is hardly a troll. I can't put my foot down on these people, Marshall, because they're nice people. So don't threaten me now. You're not going to be positive till I start going to war with the trolls. Then I'm going to have a massive problem. Oh, man. Sandy Callie, how you doing today, sweetheart? Hey, Dirk. I mean, who do you see in here? These are nice people. They don't troll me. Okay, I will let her know. Oda May's out walking her dogs right now, Bergs. Thank you, Dirk. I've had better days. I'm not gonna lie. It's not been a great day today. I'm afraid I really did it this time. Love you, Cat. New York Cat. What's in the drinking water? I don't want to give Whiskey a wrench. Marshall, if I gave you a wrench, you would ban 207 people in here tonight. Yeah, the fear of real women. I mean, I'm sorry, women are strong these days. Well, thank you, Wendy. Yeah, I mean, all I could do was put my message out and say I'm sorry. I spent some time on Koopy's panel, which I'm happy to do every week with people that love me. But I just reached a point tonight that I just didn't feel like I was putting out the message properly that I needed to put out. So I just started this up. I don't plan on running hangouts on Saturday nights. I felt frustrated. I felt defeated tonight. I felt like this didn't have to be tonight. This could have just been, handled in private or whatever. And they say, well, you could have handled your meeting in private. That's true, but it's my form is to put my life on YouTube every day. So, okay, there you go. Yeah, please don't try to. Yeah, tomorrow's another day. That's right, Lori Green. My friends haven't. Thank you, Punky, my Baltimore gal, Ravens. I guess he'll be coming out here to California eventually when the shit wagon explodes. Do you ever feel like quitting YouTube? Let's see. It's at about 10:48 p.m. I felt like quitting YouTube. I felt like quitting YouTube tonight at 10:48 p.m. Yes, you do, Cooper, and I'll give you all credit for that. And I have no issue with you. I've apologized to you. You make a lot of sense with the things that you say. And my biggest regret is that you were hurt in this thing. That's my biggest regret. And I've singled you out and apologized. And we'll see what happens going forward. You guys got big hearts. I know that. I'm not expecting an easy road back. No, I do apologize. I did. You take care too. Love you. Yes, Bergs.
All right. You got me on speaker?
Yeah, did you unblock everybody?
I have to go upstairs to do all that. I'll do it tomorrow. Bottom line is, Otame, you listening? Unblock me and I'll unblock all the trolls. Okay?
So you're telling Otame if she unblocks you, Bergs, then you'll unblock all the trolls.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I don't know if she wants
one person for 100.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not sure if. Okay, she said yes, I will tomorrow.
I mean, don't you think that's fair? One person versus 100.
She said yes, she will tomorrow, Bergs.
Tomorrow? She can do it right now.
Why don't you go up to your computer right now?
Because that takes time to unblock a bunch of people. To unblock one person.
And you need to apologize.
She's already done it by now.
You need to apologize to Otame. She's in the side chat right now.
I want Otame also to apologize for helping that unsub Bergs campaign, which you told me she was a part of.
A lot of people were. Kit and Kat. There were tons.
No. You said Otame was.
Of course Otame was. Do you think she likes to be called names and stuff?
Okay, I apologize to Otame. Now, is Otame going to apologize?
Give a sincere apology, please.
I apologize to Otame.
There you go, Otame.
Sincerely. I mean, what do you want me to do?
Now you got Lori Green hitting her head on the desk.
I mean, what do you want me to do?
Well, that's fine, but don't expect miracles.
I sincerely apologize to Otame Bergs or Otame Brown. I mean, geez, she's using the name from Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg. I mean,
it's okay, but you know that she and I enjoyed being in your side chat. We were your biggest fans over there. We were your biggest supporters. And to get a wrench in the head is like, wow. Knocked down. Otama's like so distant.
People know that I go south sometimes, you know.
You got to stop going south. Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to stop going south. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's snack time now, Whiskey. That's it. It's like third grade, fucking third grade.
I
Snack
get
time.
frustrated sometimes.
We all
I
get
get
frustrated.
lonely.
I'm frustrated tonight about how things went. How do I get the toothpaste back in the tube? How do I make things right again? I don't run over there now.
Well, I could
takes
understand
time.
maybe if you met him that one night, okay?
Look, I'm not talking about what I did, okay?
Okay, but hold on. Let me just ask you a simple question. Why'd you meet him 3 times?
Go listen to the hangout at the beginning of this, and then you'll know.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier if you just tell me right now within a minute, and I don't have to watch 2 hours.
It's time for me to go. Have a good one, Chris. Like I'm supposed to reinvent the wheel every hour on the hour, like I'm Big Ben or something like that. Marshall. That's right, Lori Green. That's exactly correct. And that's what I hold in my heart. That's exactly what I hold. So, yeah, it's like Vicky's got enough. It's just enough, you know. There you go, Sandy Callie. Go, go, go. I just can't. I'm not going to go down that road again. I just did a love you too, Wendy. I just did a big opener at the beginning of my thing. You think these people are already bored as fuck right now with the whole situation, okay? They'd rather see Elvis hanging upside down on a cross, you know, sweating that out. Woo, that's right, Mr. Z. Welcome back to the Rosie Show. The great Mr. Z is in the chat tonight. My Las Vegas friend. Thank you, Mr. Z. Much appreciate you being in the chat tonight. Oh, no. Gothic child creation. You're going to start a dangerous trend now on here. Please don't start that on here tonight, or it'll be, there'll be hell to pay if you start that kind of campaign, you know. Oh, see, here we go. Now, who's that going to come down on now, joking? That thing will catch fire in the Twitters and stuff, and yeah, do some chooching. But this fucking rain is just day after day. The rain, the rain, the rain. Yeah, when you wish death on people, it can come back on you. Well, you can have a link if you want, Marshall. But I'm not going to sit here and continuously offer one. So if you want one, let me know. I'm not putting my lips on anybody else's butt on YouTube. Yeah, Chick, it's the rainy season here. It's like Berg says, it's so depressing. Every fucking day is just raining. Sandy. Sandy, you and me, we feel exactly the same way out there. It's just like, oh man. If you can't have color in your life, you know, pouring rain. It's terrible. Hazel, nice to see you. You look so beautiful tonight, honey. Make sure you all sub up Jan and Bruce Adams Van Adventures, and also Seeds to Freedom. Not tonight, Seeds. Could you ask me tomorrow? So I'm going to decline. I might lie to you tonight. I don't want to lie to you. It's just like waiting for you when you come to the crossroads of Benton. You're not getting into town anymore. That's it. Hello, Marshall.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? Let's see. We got Vegas Fiction. We got Mr. Z in the chat too tonight on here.
Yeah, I just I don't know. Cooper tried to send me the link, but he didn't send it like the invite like you. He just like emails a link and it won't work. It just goes to the Hangouts app. I don't know what you did, how you did it right now, but whatever you did is working. Whatever
we did have a drought for a while, but that drought is passed. I'm not sure, Marshall. Like half the time I send a link, it doesn't even go through.
Well, no, you just sent an invite now. Whatever you did, that works. Instead of doing the link, whatever, I
Yeah,
don't know what you
I
did.
did the internal within the invite people to the chat on the inside. Good night, Seeds. Have a good evening, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I don't know why Cooper doesn't send it like that. Why is he sending the link by email? Why not do?
Because sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It wasn't because he wanted to screw up sending it. How you doing, Gerald? Thank you,
I don't.
Keith Thompson. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes it works, Marshall. Half the time I send out links, people don't get it. Thank you, Hazel.
I
Wonderful.
think the one. I think the internal invite is the one that's working now, and the other one's not working.
Colonel, I want to just give you want to talk about a beautiful gal with a beautiful family with a wonderful persona and just gorgeous. Hazel's reptile family over here. Amazing woman, one of the most beautiful people you'll see on YouTube. Sub her up. She's got a great channel. Just gorgeous woman. Good night, Jill. I'm not much on the snakes and reptiles, but she digs that stuff. So, yeah, so it works on the internal. Seems to work pretty good now, Marshall.
So are you using a beta or are you still using classic?
Classic. How about you?
Now I'm still while on the laptop. I'm still using classic, but I think that you should tell Cooper to send the internal invite because the other one doesn't work.
Okay. Well, I'll let
Email.
him, next time I'm in with him, I will let him know that the traditional way of we always used to just copy and paste the address on the address bar. Let's see. Code said, Rosie, can you ask Marshall a question about the Lisa Marie? Is he going to get the brakes fixed or any other functions that are in bad repair?
It's not right now. It's not really an emergency for me to fix the brakes. It's just a diagnosis that I got to fix it, but it's not like it's an emergency.
Hey, you smelt it. Nice to see you. Rosie, the photo of Marshall. Yeah, I know, Gothic. I don't want to talk about that stuff tonight. I mean, I try to keep it positive.
But like Rosie, what I wanted to say, like about the whole thing
Marshall,
tonight.
no, please, you want me to start taking control of trolls and give you, start banning people?
No. I just just all the stuff that's been happening tonight and stuff. I just I couldn't believe until I saw tonight, how many people are against LCD. I didn't realize it until I saw all the people tonight.
Hey, well, why are you
Yeah.
surprised? I mean, look at my hangouts that I had with Dave, and look at the thumbs up and down. It's like it's like split right down the community.
Well, no, right now he's lost everybody. He really doesn't. He only has a handful of people. He's lost pretty much 90% of the people that were backing him up. He doesn't really have much left.
He'll be like Bergzen, and he's got to see if he can work himself back up to people. I don't think that's his big worry though about doing that kind of thing, Marshall. I don't even know. I care about what's going on more amongst what's going on. I appreciated the courtesy that
I just like one thing, like I was saying, that I was surprised is that uh that for years I didn't come on your channel because of everybody not wanting me on there or whatever. And when you met up with him, and when you met up with them, that I never seen
thank
this
you,
kind of
Mama Pat.
I never seen this kind of backlash on you. Not even me. This level of backlash from people on you until tonight, and I never, like I said, I didn't even know until tonight how many people have really turned against him, which is 90% of the people that he had. They're all just against him and stuff. So it just kind of.
When I came into the chat tonight, did you think that I honestly expected to get Red Rose's welcome back to the Boyd? Of course not. You don't think people are offended? I know that. But Marshall, do people have the right individually
Right.
to meet the people that they choose to meet. I don't carry the chains and things of positive and failed relationships with.
What is that? I know you don't pay attention to the side chat that much, to the panel, but what is your side chat saying? Were they for you for meeting him or against you? I know the panel, most of your panel is.
You can vote now if you think I was correct to meet Dave, then you can vote 1. If you think I made a terrific mistake, vote 2. So
I'm just curious because your whole panel is against him. I mean, everybody. There's not one person.
they've done. There's been a lot of hurt, Marshall. There's been a hell of a
Well,
lot.
I don't know about your side chat because you rarely ever talk to them and stuff. Like your people, I don't know if they're for it or against it. I just want to ask them. I mean, I'm just curious. Like, were they for you meeting him or against you meeting him?
Bergs, don't vote twice. It seems most of the people in my chat were okay with me meeting up. I don't like David. Maybe doing this. Yeah, some people are like, I don't like him, but I like you a little more, Rosie. So yeah, it seemed like most people were at least in my chat were cool with it. I mean, they worry about the fallout on me, but it's to be expected. So sometimes, Marshall, there's stand-up moments where you might split off a little bit from your crew, and you might do things that not people back 100%. But you got to look that person in the eye, and you got to make your own decision about things and your own evaluation. Now, even though I told Dave there was really, I didn't want people on my panel, and I mean, I might probably lost my own. Let's be realistic. I probably lost it all tonight. So I don't really know what the future will be and what it'll be. We'll see how it goes out. But would I meet him again? Of course I would. Because I'm a curious person, and I didn't have the negative history that you had and some of the other people on the panel.
Well, I've never seen you stand up against Greg until you met LCD. He's been running your channel. He's been running your channel for over 3 years, in my opinion. I've never seen you stand up. I wouldn't say whatever. I never seen you disobey him or Ellie. And after meeting them, this is like, I've just never seen it and stuff. It's like,
Well,
I never thought.
I think a lot of people were shocked on the boy tonight, but it's like Lori said, don't be silly. Your friends love you. And I keep that in my mind. I know that. You think I'm going to sit here and try to make separate coin off of this thing? Never in a million years. I only started this hangout so that I could have a clear platform to just say the thing that I needed to have said without running against organized opposition that had made up their minds about things. And I appreciate their opinions. I do. And I appreciate, but I needed to have my say about the way I saw things. So they're both out there now, and it's fine. Cooper stopped over here, and he made a nice statement and called it a night. It's not easy. And I didn't like doing what I did tonight, but I just felt so frustrated at that instant that I felt like, I'm going to explode, or I'm going to say something I'm really going to regret if I just stay in here. So, okay, Mike Moore said 29.
They didn't originally plan to
here, Marshall, the people were voted 29 for and 5 against. 29 for meeting and.
Oh, okay. So. But what I'm saying is him coming to the Rancho, that was never planned. He came there to prove a point to me, right? Personally, right? Or was that planned for him to go to the Rancho?
He's got other people he's meeting here in California too. So, and people that are on Void, but that won't be on cam and stuff that are going to meet with them too. Within the community, but they don't want to have the blowback of.
Well, you know what's extraordinary about him is something. You go out and meet people, because you have followers and stuff. You went all over the place. But what's kind of weird, I mean, it's like I think he's trying to replicate what you're doing, like driving around and meet people and stuff. But don't you think it's a little bit odd that he kind of popped in on Jory uninvited? Don't you find that a little bit odd?
Marshall, look at it this way. Did the boy think it was weird that you popped in on Francis uninvited?
Well, that wasn't my idea. That was Jory's idea.
Well, I'm just saying, but you didn't seem to have any compunction against not doing that. I mean, it's like,
Oh no, that actually wasn't my idea. That was Jory's idea, for the record.
I mean, there's another case of just popping in on somebody unannounced and, hey, I'm here. I didn't care. I mean, I'm the kind of person you can come up.
I just think like with you, you meet people and you know they're going to meet you. But with him, like how he popped in on Jory, I think that's a little bit creepy and stuff. I think it's a little bit creepy and stuff. You know, like just pop in on somebody.
I mean, you're a case in point of you hear what you want to hear and you selectively take it in. I use the point of you and Jory just showing up at Francis's and right. But that's okay. Now, to me, it would be okay. I'm not that, but I'm just saying, right. I mean, we have that silence when you're thinking about that a minute and, you know.
So you think your side chat really doesn't care that you met him or not? It seems like they don't really care that you met him or not.
My side chat, a good measure of people in here are disappointed in me.
Mm-hmm.
A good measure of people here are very glad that I met them because they're friendly with them. And I think the last third of the people is probably happy because I just stood up and ran my own ship through the seas here and did my own thing. And I think strength is admired. There's a price, but strength is admired here.
It's kind of funny Rosie, because there's people on your side chat that want to tell you what to do. Then there's your panel that wants to tell you what to do. And then there's real friends that you've met in real life that want to tell you what to do. Like, everybody wants to tell you what to do. Doesn't that mentally kind of mess you up?
Look at me, Marshall. I mean, shit.
I mean, you got all these people trying to tell you what to do. It's like, it's crazy. Like, it's I don't know how you handle it. I just don't know.
But some of these people, like on these people on panel, they're friends. So you cannot just blow off their input because they love you, they care about you, they've invested in you for years. So it's, you know, you got to really put some weight into what these people do. But there comes a point where you also have to pursue what you want to do. You know
what really shocked me? Two things that it shocked me that a hardcore troll that of mine, like Carl the Cuck, is against LCD. That shocked me. I didn't even know that until today. Another thing shocked me was Zamfir, who's stalked me with LCD for all over a year now, hardcore, that he's won against them. I couldn't believe that. That was the biggest shock for me for tonight. I couldn't believe he's won against them and stuff. That will really shock me stuff. That was the biggest shock to me.
Make no mistake, though, about Zamfir, about this. He definitely stands up for his friends. Okay? Let there be no doubt about that. Let there be no doubt about that. Well, Greg, you were perfectly willing to sit on panel with him over on your chat. So, bottom line.
I was shocked that somebody that worked with him so hard to stalk me for over a year, hardcore, that he went against him. I just couldn't believe it. That was the biggest. That was his right hand man that stalked me and called places, and I couldn't believe it that he went against him. And I just couldn't believe it. I don't even understand why or comprehend why still.
Yeah, because well, the reason I explained is I wasn't a part of their panels. I didn't know the stuff that went on with. I never sat on a panel with.
Well, you know that Zamfir was.
I never sat on a panel with Zamfir.
Zamfir was on the phone. Zamfir was on the phone with LCD the day he found me in Chicago, and he was the reason that I got found in Chicago. And he's found me many, many times before, but he was the reason because he's familiar with Chicago. And he was the reason that LCD found me in less than 30 minutes. He
Well,
was the reason.
yeah, but you're asking me something I can't answer because I never sat on any of those panels with these people, and I don't know what their history. I only know that there was a very bad falling out. I do know something that occurred that I'm not going to disclose in
No.
in respect to Zamfir and some other people. I'm not going to disclose that, but I think he believes he has great grounds to feel the way that he does now, and I have to respect that. So people change. That's what I say. When I stand still in the when I stand still in the middle of the stream, it moves around me from side to side.
I just think my opinion right now going into 2019, Rosie, I don't think people are going to flip flop on his side anymore. I think he's done. I think he's pretty much done. I don't think he has much more time on YouTube. I really don't think that he's got I just don't see the supporters. I don't see them and stuff. I don't see people flip flopping to him anymore. I don't see.
I don't
I
know.
just
I never really thought too much about what it was. I had a very self-contained, meetup in a couple days, and then I wasn't naive enough to think that it would pass without comment. That's
right.
for sure. But I do recognize my friends have a right to handle things the way that they see fit too. So I
But
respect that.
tonight, what happened? I don't know what happened between them in the past, but tonight, what happened was, uh, LCD was just responding to them attacking him. So he was defending himself and responding to what was being said about him. He didn't just come out and do that hangout for no reason and stuff. And you know, and then for people to say this man and his wife drove to you thousands of miles to see you, and at least you have at least you reached out to them and said, okay, I'll meet you and stuff. And I see where they're coming from, where they want to be part of your uh, community, and then they're not being allowed by these people. So I kind of see where they're coming from too, you know. But I don't know. It just seems like, when he met up with Blue Waffles and you saw like, or met up with RN Debs, you saw a different side to him than when all the other stuff he's been doing, and you know.
I can barely even remember those. That meetup with Deb the RN and Blue Waffle. I can really hardly even remember that. But Marshall, I did just decide myself at this point in time with people whether their intention was to come make a beeline for me or whether I was
The
a point.
people like the people, and I'm not going to mention any names, but the people that follow you, your closed group or panel or whatever, did they give you an ultimatum and say, hey, if you meet up with them, we're done with you? Was there like an ultimatum given to you?
No, some of my friends wrote me, told me some of their background, and asked me not to meet with them. And my response to them was, don't worry, you'll have nothing to, I said something like, you'll have nothing to worry. Don't worry. Nothing's really going to change. In other words, my assurance that.
Well, I think that they just wanted to meet you in real life. They didn't want to use this to come into your show or infiltrate your whole program on YouTube, right? I don't think that was the intention, right?
I don't know. Like I said, people have different speculations about things. But I assured my friends that things won't be any different when it's over than it is now. Well, they have a right to react to see the events unfold and then say, well, now it's our turn. And roll up their sleeves and say it's time to dish out the reaction now, which is expected. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm not naive enough to think that I just dance in and get a bouquet of roses and say, that was wonderful. That was beautiful. What is that? Rosie prevented being stalked drive-by filming and doxing. Yeah, see, like Greg said, Rosie's friends will always be her friends, even if some of us don't agree with her decision. It's very rare for me to split off with my friends tonight, Marshall. It's not something that there's consequences for what people do.
No, I've never seen you
I'm just saying, I expected to get consequences tonight.
ever since.
The only point I became frustrated about is I just, I kind of felt honestly that the cards were stacked against me before I went in.
Right.
And I felt like I was going into the Roman Colosseum there, and there was going to be bloodshed and stuff. And I just, after a while, I just wanted to have the platform to just put it out logically, and that's just why I came over here to do that tonight. Do I do that? Am I going to do that on Saturday nights? No, I'm not going to do that. I enjoy being on Cooper's panel. I enjoy being on other people's hangouts.
I want to ask you. I want to ask you. I want to ask you.
It's all up to them, though. The ball is in their court.
I want to ask you one thing. Why? I want to ask you two questions here. That's not relating to your show, but just two questions. Why do you think that they drove by Mr. X's house, and why do you think they went to pop in on Jory? Why? I'm just curious to get your opinion on that.
That I don't know. I mean, I wondered why you always popped in on Francis, and you and Jory. People show up at people's places. I think they might have done that to show the information that they have on people.
But do you think it's appropriate? I'm just saying.
Why did Jory immediately turn over the location to Lisa Marie?
Well, you're right. You're right about that. I'm just curious. So you think it's appropriate?
What do you think the motivation for that was?
I don't know, but
did you ever ask?
Yeah, I did. I did ask him, and he was saying something about he thought it was just fun and games for YouTube.
Okay. Well, that's probably what they saw it as, fun and games for YouTube.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, do you think it's appropriate for anybody to go to somebody's place uninvited? Is it appropriate?
I mean, you've done it. They do it. Right? I like to have notice if people are coming, but maybe I'm just, like I told them tonight over on the other chat. Marshall, I'm probably too blown out and hard-shelled these days on social media, I mean, I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. Whatever other shoe drops, you've just been through such the mill that it just reaches a point where nothing surprises you anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing surprises me. Yeah, it said Jory was in his drawers when when they showed up.
I mean, it's it's. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what. I just I don't know. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but it's just kind of weird that I think it's kind of weird that they would reach out to three people in my life, like you and Mr. X and Rory, to reach out to them and connect with them. It's just kind of odd to me. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hi, Becca.
Why would they? Why would they want to reach out to three people that have been in my life, three of my friends? Why? It just doesn't make sense to me. What is the purpose of it?
Lori Green says just showing up is rude and threatening, bottom line. For me, I'll drop the threatening part and I'll say it's just kind of rude to show up. Threatening, rude, yes. Threatening, well, it depends on your personal interpretation. I can see that. To me, it's just like, holy fuck, you just showed up unannounced. Why didn't you call me and let me know, So Elvis, why do you think, let's get on to this now. Why do you think I have a troll chat? Why don't you respect my side chat and you're always trying to groom your side chat and then throw the people over here?
Well, I tell everybody to come over here because you accept everybody, and I don't. So I just figured I don't need them in mine. Let me just send them to yours. You're gonna accept them anyway. I don't need them in mine, so it's
Well,
just
I mean, what defines a troll? I mean, they come over here and they're not trolling the hell out of me on the chat. I mean, I don't get it.
I define a troll anybody that's being disruptive.
Well, who in the hell do you think watches these chats? I mean,
Well, anybody who's being like disruptive and stuff like, and I know you don't like anybody who's trying to hinder what I'm trying to do on my channel and stuff. Anybody who's being like disruptive, I just want to remove and stuff. I just don't want to waste my time. So,
well,
I mean, that's all.
yeah, that's an honest answer. I'm just saying, but you like to ban people now if they don't give money. I can. Hey, look, I don't need to go down this road. You do what you want to do on your channel.
No, it's not about like the giving the money. It's about the hateful comments, the hate that they have in them is the problem, and that's
So what you're saying is they just come to with their own agenda to go after you. Is that what you're saying?
well, they want me to embrace the hate. In other words, they want to force me to be what they call in professional wrestling a heel, but I want to be a tweener. I want to be the bad guy that people like, and they just want me to be the bad guy. And it doesn't work for what I'm trying to do. So they're forcing me to embrace the hate and just be a heel, but I don't want to be a heel. I don't want to be a baby face. I want to be a tweener. So that's why it doesn't work for what I'm doing and stuff. So I can't just be a complete heel.
Okay, now you said last night that you're going to sue me.
Sue you?
Yeah, then you were calling the FBI and the CIA.
No, I said anybody who's threatening me. I've been told by law enforcement you can go to ic3.gov and they handle the internet bullying. And all this internet bullying that's going on YouTube. I've been told by many law enforcement that you have to go to ic3.gov along with if somebody's in your area to report that person in their local jurisdiction.
I know, but I'm a friend, right? You're gonna call and report me to them. I mean,
no, I didn't say you.
I mean, were you that threatened by it? I don't know. I'm just asking a question. That's all.
No, I never said you. I said there's certain people that.
Oh, he didn't say you. Okay, thank you, biker babe.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anybody who doesn't know this, anybody who's doing this internet bullying, you got to report it to ic3.gov. That's the agency that handles the internet cyberbullying and hate and threats. That's what I've been told by many law enforcement.
Greg says, no, you called Rosie out about that last night, Marshall. They're witnesses. I don't know, around. I mean, you obviously you were pretty hopped up at the turn of events on there. But
well, like I said,
got to play out a little bit. I think if people are a little more cool-headed and level-headed, then maybe things don't ever reach an explosion point, But when we turn up the heat so high under something that all of a sudden there's steam exploding and building up, then we get like what happened tonight.
Well, you know what it is? It's kind of like everybody wants their pull. Everybody wants their pull, And I think in 2019,
Dances with Trolls says many threaten Elvis just for his shtick. It's performance art.
I think a lot of people underestimated LCD. They never thought he was going to actually put it in gear and come and see you. And then when it happened, they're pulling their hair out of their head. They just couldn't believe it. So,
well, Well, that's what I've talked about. And you know, I've had my friends back in the sense of saying, I understand exactly where you guys come from. But tonight I wanted to make it clear about my perception of the world of YouTube, and my perception of life is like you, Marshall. I want that one-on-one. I want to be able to go in clean without carrying a lot of baggage in, and look that person in the eye and talk to that person and meet that person myself. And that's the only thing I made clear when I just split off tonight and just said, you know, this is the way I see the universe out here. And I apologize to my friends for letting you down, but just a little bit of a chance to clarify just how I saw, like I was able to. And I mean, I got Vegas Vixen in here. She's no fan of Lindy, but and we've come to different conclusions about Lindy. But if I had strictly taken Vegas Vixen's line, I would never have seen the Lindy that I know now. And you know, Vegas Vixen was strong enough to take that and say, you know, meeting
I
people
think what
in Vegas,
you
not meeting, you know, Lori and other people in Vegas. She was, you know, these are the kind of people that, I don't know, maybe I've had a lot of them in my life that just like, hey, you know, you're a dumbass, but do what you want.
I think what you realize tonight, Rosie, is you can't make everybody happy. You cannot make everybody happy. It's impossible. And that's what I learned tonight about this whole thing.
Yeah. I'm going to grab one beer. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
200 people watching the King.
Cool. I just wanted to come on here and say my 2 cents. I can't see you guys on the side chat, so I'm just gonna hang out here. But I wanted to come on here and give my 2 cents, and it's an interesting turn of events. And just wanted to come in here and chime in. And
I had tonight, Marshall, that I got to use a bottle opener. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Jesus, I hate ale. Oh. Marshall, I think the one smart thing that I did tonight was you know what I didn't want to happen tonight? I didn't want Cooper's chat to just go just hyperbolic and just kaboom. And that I would say something that I might wish I hadn't said the next day. So rather than risk that happening, I think I did a smart thing by stepping away, just taking a breath for a couple minutes, and then just saying what I wanted to say, so there wouldn't be, you know, once again pushing another plunger and blowing up another bridge on YouTube.
I just thought tonight when Cooper turned it up, I think he said some things that he shouldn't have said that was inappropriate towards LCD's wife. But it was funny. I think LCD took it seriously. And I think it was funny and entertaining, and I had a good time listening to it, but I think he took it seriously, took it to heart. And you know, when you got a guy coming up to people's places unannounced, it's kind of it's a creep factor.
Cheers, Harvey.
You know what I'm saying? People, you don't know.
JoJo's in the chat. He's typing in a Syrian here.
Oh, I can't see the chat.
Kagush Mami Irakuma.
Oh, okay, I know what he's saying. Jojo, imakhbut era kuma. Like era kuma go pumbuch. Kalba.
Thank you very much, T. Bergs. Much appreciated. I really appreciate you giving.
I'll let JoJo translate that to the side check because I played this on LCD's chat. I'll speak Assyrian to him and I'll make him translate it to LCD. So I'll say something to you, JoJo. Murra Becca Mataera Kumago Pummo.
I'm just going to keep it low key, just us tonight, Oda. So I don't know. I don't even know how much longer I'm going to. Probably another half hour or so. So just keep it simple.
But Rosie, like I said, I think that I was just shocked people's reactions. But like I said, I thought that Cooper was entertaining tonight. I thought he said some things that were inappropriate to LCD's wife. But it was kind of funny and entertaining. I was laughing my ass off, and I just think LCD's taking it seriously. And
well, Greg, I did what I had to do to reach for the emergency brake on the whole thing, because I don't think people had questions so much as they wanted to unload and dump, which I can understand. So if I hadn't hit the emergency brake on that thing and the emergency pressure relief valve, then I might have said something that I regret, and I don't have that tonight. I didn't say anything that I regret tonight. So I go to bed feeling like, woo, I hit the emergency, Marshall, the train has the cord you pull down and slam the brakes on in an emergency. Well, that was it tonight. That's what I did. I think it was a good thing. And I think most people saw that was a great thing to do, because if it had gone on much more, I honestly might have lost my shit in there. And I don't never want to do that with my friends ever.
right.
Because they love me. And I got to remember that and bear that in mind. So I got to keep my mouthpiece in check. And that's exactly what I did tonight. So Greg, that's why I did what I did.
Well, the whole funny thing is, Rosie, that I think people should know and everybody knows is, but it's kind of weird and funny. Everybody loves Rosie, but Rosie has to find a way to make everybody happy. And that's the I don't know how you do it. I just don't know how you do it.
You care. Number one, you try. You care enough to try. JoJo's sick.
Oh. So is LCD's gonna meet? He's gonna go up north and meet Whiskey, and then go all the way back down to LA because that's a long trip.
Yeah.
Wow, he's gonna have to. That's a long way to go back down there, all the way down there.
Got nothing time on his hands, so time, money, and wheels. So
yeah, what does it cost to rent one of those Suburbans, Rosie, on a daily basis? If you want to rent one of those things,
yeah, Marshall, I don't even bother looking at the fucking price. You think Are you kidding me? I'm always looking around at the sub economy box, little pieces. What the hell, a Suburban? It's got to be $130 a day or something for that.
Well, what do you think it costs for all that food and the suite and all that? If you were to
expensive.
You didn't really like the cheese that he gave you, right?
Why the fuck does everybody comment about the cheese? Some people say I watched Rosie. She ate 2 pounds of cheese on the hangout.
You were eating that cheese. I saw you eating it and stuff. The charcuterie. Why you say it?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Oh,
I think it was. Yeah, I think it probably is. Probably about that. Thank you, Chiming. Thank you. It was probably about that. I mean, Marshall, it's a place I could never. It's a place I could never afford to stay. So, but I'm not a person. I'm not just being impressed for. I mean, I don't have it. But It was a fancy place. So I mean, what did you think of it from what you saw?
I thought it looked pretty cool. I mean, it seemed like it was a route, like a last floor or the highest floor,
I
whatever.
mean, the fucking jacuzzi was like as big as this room.
Yeah, that was cool. What was the shower like? I never saw the shower.
Shower was small, but
Oh,
the damn jetted tub was like, woo, man, it was unbelievable.
that was pretty cool. Yeah,
I mean,
that, that
did you see that thing? Did you see the size of that thing?
that was the coolest thing in there. Yeah, it was the little tub thing. Yeah, yeah.
Damn. Let's see. Joe just said, "Zia Gush Gizi Yernach Ila 2019 Aiba Allah."
Oh, Eba Allah. Jojo Eba Allah.
That's right, Edame.
Eba Allah did Brzaya Kadoa Spisa LCD.
Okay, Ellie, God bless you.
So this guy has I think he owns a classic car dealership, or he sells them. This Jojo guy, from what I heard.
What, this shady guy?
I think I don't know what he is. I think he's like he's a half breed.
Did you tell me JoJo was shady?
He's a half breed Armenian Assyrian guy with a big Pinocchio nose. I saw a picture of him, and he looks kind of like Robert De Niro, but with a big nose. I don't know.
You know what? I sat on a panel with him, and I think he was one of the coolest guys I chatted with for the hour that I sat with him on panel. He survived with Jeff T. Rowe and other people. And I would love to be back on panel with this guy. I thought he was fascinating. He was well spoken. Hey, Nicole, I thought he was fascinating.
I think all he talks about is cars, though. That's all he knows about.
Yeah,
He doesn't.
you talk about RVs. I talk about vintage audio. You know, we all have our passions in life. He likes fine classic automobiles, right? I mean, like you like I want to get the Nicole. I appreciated your message, by the way. Thank you. You know, I got nothing but loving.
You know what surprises me though, Rosie? That you have a diehard Assyrian like King of All Things that would back me up in a bar fight any day, right? That would stand by my side. That he would put his life on the line for me. And then you got a guy like this guy, Romano, who's a fellow Assyrian that hates me so much, is on the opposite side of the spectrum. I couldn't believe that I have my own people that's Assyrian that would go hardcore troll on me in public. Then that's what amazes me about this guy, that he's got the face to troll me in public on a public forum and stuff. And this guy is my own people and stuff. And that's what really.
Yeah, I mean, I like Coat, but a lot of people think Coat's Puerto Rican.
No, he's not.
Like
not Puerto Rican, but
like
with this Romano,
like that guy was a gypsy that was in the van. You know, that Narce busted out or whatever, is a Romanian gypsy. What was his name?
Are you talking about Dan Travels? But
yeah.
Romano, this guy is a half Armenian. He's a half breed mutt Assyrian. Maybe that's the reason why he's not loyal to me. King of All Things is a pure blooded Assyrian. He's 100% Assyrian, and maybe that's why he backs me up. And this guy is a half breed mutt, half Armenian.
I'm not going to call him I'm calling like I'm Irish, German, English, French, but I'm saying he's not a mutt. I mean, he's a very well spoken, elegant person, you know. But you tend to just take people down to the lowest common denominator of their race or ethnicity. So
Well, if he was a full-blooded Assyrian.
It's like when Narse busted out Dan Travels, you know.
Yeah, I busted out Dan Travels for being a Romanian gypsy, hiding, telling people he's Italian, and since I found out who he was, he disappeared off YouTube. He's a Romanian gypsy, that guy. And
But
now
you know, sit on a panel with JoJo sometime talking. It's a lot. He's a very interesting guy. And I think he can do a lot of things to help you when it comes to rentals. And he has a lot of information I think he's willing to share with people. And you have to admit he's smooth. You know, you hear Joe talk and it's like, whoa, this guy's like, wow, like smooth, you know, like.
well, what surprises me about him is that I don't know how long he's been in this country, but he's got a heavy accent. And I would think that if he's been here such a long time, why doesn't he speak more proper and stuff? But he's got a heavy accent and stuff. I don't know. That's maybe I'm sure he wasn't born here because he doesn't. His accent is not Americanized.
I have no idea. I'm just saying he's been a lot of fun to talk to on panel. I mean, anybody can sit with Jeff T. Rowe and stuff. Okay, we got King of All Thing on the side chat. What's going on, Coach? Welcome aboard.
But King of All Things is a guy. I think this guy was literally sent in my life by the Assyrian god Ashur. You know why, Rosie? I met up with this guy a second time, and I met him. I caught him off guard at a restaurant, and he said, "King, I'm going to buy you lunch today that I promised you."
Wow.
And I met this guy, and man, I just got to say that this guy is so loyal, and he's got that Chicago street code ethics that you don't say, you don't talk, you don't rat out your fellow brother, and he's loyal, and the guy's got a heart of gold, man, and it's just unbelievable that I got a fellow Assyrian of mine like this that loves me and supports me. In contrast to Romano, who's a fellow Assyrian, even though he's half Assyrian, that he just comes out and trolls me. It just amazes me the spectrum of people that you could have to watch you on YouTube. You could have somebody that's your own kind that's for you, and somebody that's your own kind that's against you. Just
Yeah,
the whole.
it's kind of interesting though that I like both of them, and I mean, it's like I've always liked Coat because he's kind of a street thug like me, and I like Joe Romano because he's very, very smooth.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Joe Romano couldn't survive in the streets of Chicago. Not with King of All Things.
Coach wants to know if you're college educated, Marshall, because you seem like quite a talker. He could talk his way out of anything and knowledgeable about a lot of things.
I'm not college educated. No, I got my speaking skills from just watching professional wrestling. That's all. That's all. But Romano wouldn't survive in the streets of Chicago in 10 minutes. He doesn't. He couldn't walk a mile in the shoes of King of All Things. I guarantee you that much.
Well, I mean, Coach
That's the God's truth.
Coach like a street thug like me, and I mean, it's like the hood. We're not scared of the hood and all that.
I mean, this guy he's an Assyrian warrior, literally. I'm not, I'm talking, this guy is an Assyrian warrior, and I have the utmost respect for him. And you know what? It's nice to know somebody like that, Rosie. All they are is one phone call away, and they're right there.
Yeah, well, you actually met the guy in person, which is kind of nice because a lot of people flake on, when they're going to meet you and stuff. So that was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to Chicago. I hope this fall to be able to hit the food scene up there before getting down to Florida. That'd be pretty cool. I got to get back to Chicago for at least a month or so.
I think the food scene is better in Michigan, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than Chicago?
Yeah. Well, for Middle Eastern food, for Middle Eastern particularly.
I like Indian Middle Eastern vindaloos and other things, but you can find it all on Devon Avenue, though.
Well, there's some unique places in Michigan that outdo Chicago in Middle Eastern food in a lot of different categories, bakeries and seafood.
Okay, Mark Dodge, take care. Love you too, my friend. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, I recognize having Marshall is not every cup of tea, but it helps me kind of gear down tonight after a pretty wild night tonight here. So, but Marshall, you haven't been to Michigan yet.
No, that's what I'm saying. Michigan is a very interesting Middle Eastern food hub. There's some high-end Middle Eastern bakeries. There's some Middle Eastern seafood places there that Chicago doesn't have. There's a lot of different soul food it's called Middle Eastern soul food, like that they have there. There's just a lot of Middle Eastern variety there. There's a strong Middle Eastern.
Hey, yeah, I'm from Baltimore. What do you think, Marshall? You know, maybe Boris can give you the grand tour, huh? To Detroit.
Well, Roseville really has nothing to offer for me, to be honest with you.
I sat across from Johnny Unitas at least twice a month at his Golden Arm restaurant there in Baltimore. But what are you talking about? I don't know. I would defy anybody to say that food scene in Chicago, New York, or San Francisco could be equal. Those three places. Oh, I'm from the bad area, Biker Bay. Yeah, Raymond Berry. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been up to Michigan. I'd love to see Michigan. I'd like to go see Andrea up there. I'd like to be around Detroit and check that out, see what it's really like, do some streaming, street streaming in Detroit and those kind of places. I think that'd be pretty cool as long as you're packed out of there by dusk. I think you'd be okay on the streets.
Michigan has the renown. They're renowned for their Middle Eastern bakeries and baklava.
Thank you, Carrie. I love the food scene in Chicago. I mean, one thing I have to say, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but the one thing that Marshall did was turn me on to be a foodie. Because before I went to Chicago in 2015 and met up with Marshall out there and worked on his van, I ate at the same place every Friday night at Dell's Diner. Once I got to Chicago and I had the Gale Street Tavern style ribs, Gale Street Tavern ribs, the bakery that was there, the pizza, the hot dogs, and also the Italian beef. It jump started me, Marshall. All of a sudden I did 150 food reviews, So I give you credit for that, for the Class B stuff and for the food, for helping me be a foodie. I'd love
Cool. How many people are still watching?
196.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Well, we came off hot off of another chat, so we're really hanging on Cooper. We're really on Cooper's coattails tonight. So.
Oh, I see. So who's gonna take over the hangouts on weekends? Is it Cooper or you?
Not me. You'll be seeing Coop sitting in that seat. I'm not going to be. No, this was a one-off event for me. So, I mean, depending on my friend, I think my friends will be cool, but I just felt I just had to step away a little bit tonight. So I didn't want to say anything. I don't want to ever hurt anybody's feelings more than they're already hurt, and things can get explosive on some of these chats. Didn't you think the temperature was getting a little hot in there, Marshall, tonight?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's a good thing that you stepped away and kind of did your own hangout.
I think tomorrow, in hindsight, although Greg says, you made a mistake stepping away, it didn't look good for you. I think it might have looked a lot worse for me if I'd hung around. It might have looked really, really bad. Yeah, I don't know, Odom A. Brown. Welcome to Elvis's universe. Ask him what, Ellie? Ellie wanted to ask you something, Marshall. So.
Oh. Oh, the
Yeah.
only time I ever seen you have a meltdown is when you got into it with Jimmy Rance, and that's the only time I've ever really seen
Well,
you.
Amanda May and I went through a meltdown.
I don't remember that
Yeah,
one.
the,
What
not
was?
the apology tour. It was. It was. You can see the playlist there. It's Elvis Travels Redemption Road or something like that. So,
Oh,
but I had a good
okay.
time. Thank you, chiming. Yeah, and my friends still they do still love me. I mean that's correct. And I don't think any less of them for what happened tonight to a person. Now, how do I make it right with people like Awesome Hooker? Not that I want anything for Hooker because she tips me a few times on the IRL stream. I never want to reach. I never want her to reach for another dime from me again. But I do want her to be my friend because I love her dearly. And she touches me in a way that other people don't touch me on the chats here to the same extent. She's a wonderful person. How do I make things right with Hooker again? That'll be what I'm really on my mind for the next couple days. Jimmy's
What
around. I think Jimmy was on my chat the other night.
what community is Awesome Hooker from? Is that drama?
Yeah, she was from the drama community. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
and
Seems like all
I
these
just,
people from
I
the
just,
drama
Marshall,
community.
there's certain people that you just click with that are you feel a connection to, and I always felt a really bonded connection to Awesome Hooker.
Yeah, it seems like
I only turned Joseph. I only turned Super Chat on just for these couple days. I didn't want anybody tipping me for meeting people, and I didn't want any money floating around at all. You know, no tips, no nothing. I didn't want any of that stuff. Nothing. The time to do that is when I'm out doing the content. I will, Janny D. I will talk to her privately. I will definitely do that. I will talk to her. That's a good idea. She gave me her number. I will call her.
so. I got one last question for you. What is the future of LCD's channel and YouTube? What is his is he gonna get off for good, or is he gonna?
You know, I never asked him that. I mean, I don't know. You know, I mean, I don't know whether he's going to, I don't know exactly. I don't know. I never asked him what the future is. You know, I mean, I think probably people will be watching a lot, whatever he does the next couple of days. But remember, Marshall, you have to do content to keep people engaged.
I really thought that after all the stuff happened with me and him, I thought that I thought in a few months he would be gone for good. I never envisioned that he would still be on YouTube. I never really envisioned that. I thought he would just do his thing and then be gone for good.
Well, I
And
think
just kind of,
I think the bottom line is that my guess is never told to me that they're going to be around YouTube a long time on the boy. If I had to guess, they'll be around a long time.
but what the way I see it is that their fans base, whatever you want to call them, followers are almost down to nothing. They're losing people left and right. They're not getting new people, so I don't see them growing on YouTube.
I mean, I don't know. I don't sit there pondering that night after night. I
Well,
just,
the other day, look at my numbers. I had 302 and he had 60. So it just shows you that people just don't care to watch him anymore. I was, when you got 302 watching me and 60 watching him, what does that tell you? The people speak, but they don't really care about watching him anymore.
hey, mobile mechanic, I can't see everybody on the side, but welcome to you. I'm not trying to not see people.
Don't you think the numbers speak for themselves?
Yeah, I
If
mean,
I've got
yeah. I mean, you have hey, Null Rotor, you have big numbers on your hangouts. The numbers speak for themselves, but that's not the whole be all and end all of. It's also doing that content and bringing to people positive experience. They go towards entertainment, no matter who it is. That's correct.
Yeah, so it's like, I just
Let's see. Coach said Rosie asked Marshall what he would do if his transmission blew out tomorrow and it was shot. What would you do?
is that King of all things, or
It's Coach 9500 Gerald.
what would I do if my transmission? I've
Hey,
always said this. I've always said this. If that happened, I would try to park my rig in an RV park and pay for a spot and be stationary until I got the money to fix it.
Man, that's like the most intelligent thing I've heard you say in a month. It's a pretty good plan.
Yeah, because I could just live in the RV park and be stationary until I could figure out a way.
Jody Decon said, call Rosie to pay for the transmission to be fixed. That's what probably the phone will be like lifted up. That was a damn good answer, though, Marshall, to park the damn thing. That's a good idea.
I've always thought having a truck camper was pretty cool because you could put the truck camper in the RV park, and if you ever need your truck fixed, just take it to the mechanic shop, and you can still just have a home base. So that's why I always like truck campers and stuff.
So are you looking for a truck camper next?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's cool to have.
Good night, Sue Pete. Thanks for being such a wonderful friend, honey. Love you.
I'm just saying it's cool to have that versatility of a truck camper where you can put it in an RV park.
I don't like truck campers. I feel like I'm in a fucking can when I'm on the back of them. Sorry. I'm not stepping up. I'm sorry, Marshall. I don't like the 3 steps to glory. No way. They're a piss poor rendition of a Class B.
There are some of them that are all fiberglass, made by Northern Lights, and they're really impressive.
No offense, Scarlet Poppy Field, but the times I've been in a truck camper, not for me, but like outdoor dad Corey, he has a truck camper.
Hey, now that really? The other day I heard that outdoor dad Corey wanted to confront Bergs about about all the crap he talked about you. That he was going to look for Bergs and watch them.
I had to leave for my own sanitary so I wouldn't blow a tube. For the protection of my friends and for my big mouth. That's why I just blew out tonight.
Yep.
No, Allie, I'm not going to be on that much longer. I think I've had a good chat with Marshall. I don't think it's been bad here. Yeah, I love you, Coop. Like I say, I left because I didn't want things to really go bad. And sometimes you just gotta hit the steam relief valve, and that's what I did tonight. Oh, Space Girl and Laser Gun. Yeah, it might be a while before that comes around again. I got my surgery Monday. But I'm looking at the bees very closely now, Marshall.
The what? Oh, the vans.
I don't need a wide body.
You know what?
They're nice, but it's not going to be the limiting factor of what I do. If a good deal comes along on something and needs a little bit of work, I'm going to jump for it. I'd hope it's a pleasure way wide, but it probably won't be that. I don't got Sonny's money. Thank you, Harvey. Didn't you say Sonny had a really nice wide body?
She had like a Ford Pleasureway, a really expensive one.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't know what happened to her, but
tip outs are well worth it. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Greg. I jumped out when the water got too hot for me. That's exactly right. Because I know my limitations and I did not want to blow a gasket. Now, I'd rather just be done with it, Greg. I'm not going to relive tonight. Honestly, I understand that, but I know, did you really want to see me go into meltdown mode tonight? I came over here and I explained very succinctly for 1/2 hour. Again, why I did what I did. I don't expect everybody to be down with it, but I did want to have it out there on the platform so that people can see it. That's all. Thank you, Rebecca. If I had been there another 5 minutes, it would have been insane. And I don't want to say something that's going to be offensive to people. I've gone down that road before. I don't want a third meltdown. I mean, it's like Marshall. Sometimes people want that next meltdown. You know, they want that next blue waffles moment, you know?
Blue waffles. What about them?
He records all those explosive moments and stuff, right? Like me ever having a meltdown is like every 2 years or something, right? I mean, it's extremely rare.
Right.
I don't want to do it. I hate doing that. I like my
Yeah.
friends too much. So if I decide just to pop away and let off steam, I'm doing that for the protection of them and me.
I got to tell you, Rosie, that I I try to preserve my channel and be careful what I do, you know. But I just I've always been thinking about this, that uh, you have a lot of courage to do these hangouts and give all these links out and bring people on and have all this mayhem going on, because you can easily get a strike very easily
Oh,
the
I
way
know.
you're running it.
That's why I'm careful too, Greg. I'm happy to. You just tell me when and where, and I'll be there. Promise. But you know, people like a drama flow.
Well, my friend in Chicago that watches you, he's retired. He says Rosie she's trying to replicate the Jerry Springer show.
Why would they say that? I mean, I
Uh,
rarely have panel chats anymore. I'm usually doing street streams and things. I mean, why? I don't get it, you know? Maybe a year ago, but
yeah.
inevitably yeah, text me, Greg, but when you get, panel chats, you're going to have trouble.
Yep.
Not all the
Well,
time. So I
you found the solid group that gets along together, so your thing works out.
well, I'm
So
lucky because it took 3 years to have the first real family fallout. But I'm pretty confident from what I've heard from people and the way that I've put my message out and apologies to people. I'm quite sure we can get back on a good track again. I don't have a doubt in the world. Like I said, good night, Rotor. People are used to like Ellie's of the world. I mean, she said it tonight. There's just no. It's like you, Marshall. We'd like to put you on a short leash too, or Ellie'd like to put me on a short leash. But you and we can't be restrained. We just go where the spirit moves us, and we do the stupid stuff that we do.
one thing the Godfather says is you can't change a person's genetics.
And I always said you can't change a person's basic nature.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
yeah,
mechanic. Appreciate that. Jody said, Rosie, any plans to do hangouts every Saturday night like you used to? They're great for us foreign folk. You know what, Jody, I'm going to suggest, have you ever been on Cooper Chats? He had one tonight on now. Things kind of went. This is a rare thing. Normally, we're just busting up and fucking around and all that kind of stuff. he comes on Saturday nights, and generally we're not talking about this kind. This was an unusual situation because of Dave the fisherman coming through town here. But I think programming will return to normal, and he does a nice Saturday night chat. Yeah, I do inspire and encourage. That's right. So.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. He's when he gets schnockered, the guy's funny. I was laughing my ass off. It was funny.
Yeah, and when he gets a few in him and stuff, I don't want to cause an explosion. I don't want him to say something that just, we can't walk back. I don't want that to ever happen. And that's exactly why I went off tonight, because I cannot risk doing damage to these people that I care about.
Yeah.
Thank you, driver. Yeah, the old Hangouts. Yep. Let's see. Coach said, Rosie, can you ask Marshall this question? Would he still do YouTube if there was no AdSense and they said you could not have PayPal, GoFundMe? Thank you, Gary. Hey, thank you, Gary.
Yeah. I would still do it. I would still do it because I originally got into this to make friends and socially network. Yeah, I would still do it. Yep.
Damn, Gary, Rich in the house tonight. How you doing, Gary? Nice to see you, my friend. Thank you. All right, Marshall, we got about 2 minutes, 3 minutes left. I want to thank you for coming on. Yeah, I think that was the right thing to do. I mean, if I had said something really stupid, and you can't walk it back sometimes. I never want to hurt anybody's feelings or really go deep. So I just step away, have my say, and then it's up to them. It's up to my friends. Greg said we'll handle it in a private hangout. Just text me. I'll be glad to be there. So that would be good. I'm addicted to YouTube too. I mean, some of us are. I mean, Marshall's chosen to make his career out of YouTube. So
it's a lot of fun, Rosie. It's addicting.
Okay, thank you, Jody. It is a lot of fun. Most of the time, 95% of the time, I have a great chiming. It could have gone real wrong. Most of the time, I have a really, really great time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Marshall, maybe you wanted to see a big explosion or Rosie meltdown tonight. I don't know.
No, I didn't know. I didn't.
We'll have to wait for the returns come in from Drury tomorrow to see what he says.
I think the whole exchange between LCD and Coop was funny. That's what I was cracking up about.
I didn't see any. I'm not watching Dave's hangout when I'm watching Cooper.
He took it down. He took the hangout down. So
okay, so I will never see that. Thank you, Polly. Yeah. You said it was like responding as things were going bit by bit.
He was responding to Cooper. Yeah, and it was kind of funny.
I don't know. I'm paying attention to Cooper. I'm not like listening to Dave when it's going on. Yeah. Not that I'm insulting Dave, but I can't listen to two things at one time. So I got to have my focus on where I'm going to be going into.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Amanda May got married or not. I have no idea. Thank you, Deborah. You'll be seeing me every step of recovery, but Ellie won't see me in a bloody rag, schmata, standing up there, and maybe she will. I don't know. I haven't seen Amanda in 2 months, so. These people don't think you'll be around. They don't think you'll live another 7 years, Marshall. I think people that live low to the ground, they live a long time because their expectations and their needs are very, very low. Like, as long as they can clean their, yeah, I'm going to go to sleep. As long as, thank you, I'll be up in 3 hours, but thank you. As long as they can do their laundry and, get something to eat and have warmth and a place to sleep or comfort. Yes, Stanky. Willie said Elvis will be around for another 100 years.
Hey, just to let you guys know, my great grandfather Camus, my great grandfather, they said he lived till over 110.
Wow. A lot of those
Yep.
Middle Eastern people do. But a lot of them bullshit too about their age. So, let's see what time. So that's what time that is. So I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody. I won't be doing Saturday night chats. This was a very rare thing for me to break the frame on Saturday nights. You can always inevitably find me in Cooper chats, having fun over there. Like I said, I just wanted to have a chance to kind of just say my way tonight. I just didn't think there was a way to do it without really exploding things. Oh, thank you, Oda May. I sure will, chiming. We'll do a vid, in the afternoon. So I will wait to hear from Greg and see when we're going to have a little private chat, and I will pick up the phone and call Hooker and see if I can make shit right with her. And thank you, Janny D. I appreciate that, honey. Thank you. And Lindy, let me tell you this, sister. I did not purposely bring you up to be a poster child of what's going on here, but I do appreciate you being on the chat and being the quality individual that you are. And if I disappointed in you in any way, which I probably did, I apologize to you for that. So they're going to put some more fat into my butt, Willie.
Rosie, to quote Lindy, you're going to have a nice pussy.
Well, I never called somebody's an ass a pussy, Marshall, but I could listen to her talk all day long. Woo!